going here. Tuck. Right there. Tuck. Right there.
Ok guys, TechnicalFoulPodcast, on est back. Aujourd'hui guys, on va avoir un show franglais.
So, baby!
Tous ceux qui vont écouter le show, vous allez écouter Edwin talk shit, donner du broken English for the next 3-4 hours. So, be ready for it. I'm sorry guys, still learning my English. It's way better than what it used to be.
Hey, trust me, it's facts. It's big facts.
So, votre talk shit de Edwin.
Coach Chad in this mother.
So, un autre épisode avec un grand invité, guys. Moi, je vais vous dire, I like to talk my shit. J'allais à Vanier, il allait à Vanier, jouait double A, il jouait triple A. I was his number one hater. Let me say it right now, let me get it out of my chest right now. I was his number one hater. We played the same position, notre game était similaire. He was playing triple A, I was playing double A. Puis bon, you know when you're 16. So, fuck all that, we get into it, but yo, aujourd'hui, guys, un autre grand joueur, un autre grand nom, Dwayne Buckley. How you doing, man?
Yes, sir.
Yo, thanks for making it here.
Hey, thanks for having me.
You're pretty far from home.
Damn, good 40 kilometers.
Thanks for that, and you're our first official Anglophone guest.
That's what's up. Bang. First for everything. I mean,
yes.
We had to set trends.
So, you know, it's the pandemic, so how's everything for you? How's your wealth? Not your wealth, but your health? You see? Started already. How's your health? Family's health? Everything?
Personally, on my end and my family's end, we've been good. We've been blessed. We've been healthy, so we gotta give thanks for that.
Like that.
Unfortunately, a lot of people have people that pass. I have friends that have people that pass. I have friends that parents are sick and stuff like that. So, personally, like, we've been blessed, and we just hope we stay blessed, and I hope everyone can stay blessed. I mean, that's all we can do at this point. So, I mean, like, everything else right now is really secondary. Like, health, this is when you realize health is so important. You know what I mean? So, take the time, see your parents, like, don't take any moment for granted, bro, because like that, you get one call and that's it, bro.
That's it. And our parents are more at risk. So right now is the time to make sure that if we need to tell them something, to show them love, don't hesitate. It's the perfect time. There's no perfect time. It's always perfect. But right now in that situation.
But now it's more, you gotta emphasize it.
Exactly. Like, be mindful of that. So I'm great that everything on your side is going well. I see you've been traveling a lot. I see the comment section under your pictures. I see some people like saying nice, keep doing your thing, but some other people saying like throwing some little jabs. How do you feel about that?
I'm used to jabs, bro. Like, you know me. I'm used to that, and I would say like I'm an outlaw in a different way. That like I always preach, one life to live, right? Mm-hmm. So live it to the fullest. So if I was to go tomorrow, which I mean, we pray it doesn't happen, that the people that know me would say he lived. I mean, he was happy.
Facts.
Right? How many people can say that they're happy? Like, they're just doing what they need to do to get by, and they're not really focused on their happiness. You know what I mean? And for me, yes, it's selfish, but you have to be selfish. Like, if you're not happy, how are you gonna be able to make people around you happy or family?
True.
If you're not happy with yourself, you know what I mean? But that's it, man. If you want to, you know what I mean? We're gonna get into the ball stuff because we want to go into life.
Wait up. Because you already started answering the question, right? But respectfully, because you know, if you've been watching, you know what part of the game it is.
Yes, sir.
Respectfully, bro. Mm-hmm. Who the fuck is Dwayne Buckley? You started answering already. Yeah. But finish up.
Basketball wise is what made me who I am, right? Because I've been through a lot with the game, and it's like everyone knows my brother Damien, and you know what I mean. We eventually,
you know what? They all do that. They jump to basketball right away. You were someone before basketball. Who
is
exactly? But let me put you on the track. So first of all, where are you from? Where were you born?
All right, we're going there. All right. Good. So I'm from NDG.
Yes.
I grew up on Walkley. I'm born in Montreal. My parents are Jamaican, both parents. I grew up on Walkley in NDG. Which I don't know if you guys know. I mean, the East has a lot of hood, but in the West, that was the hood. That was like every day, like police, ambulance on the scene, and we're sitting there on the block, like, yo, what's going on? What's going on? You know what I mean? Not knowing what's going on. People getting stabbed, drug busts, this and that and that. You know what I mean? So, as far as in Montreal, I came up from a tough neighborhood. You know what I mean? I was kind of the guy that was trying to set guys on different tracks, where I would take guys to go play. We'd do like an event every day. I mean, we'll go play baseball, we'll go play hockey, we'll go play basketball, we'll go play soccer, we'll go play baseball, whatever. You know what I mean? And because a lot of those guys were like on that borderline of being in that mix.
Oh, okay,
you know
that thin line.
They want to slope.
So like, and me, I was not on that slope at all. Like, I kind of lived in the ghetto, but the way my parents raised me, like, I was like so terrified to even entertain that kind of negative lifestyle. Like, just imagining my dad catching me doing some dumb shit, like, I'm running for my life. My dad had some big hands and he had this big ring.
Yeah.
He didn't play with it. So coming from that, we came up from a tough neighborhood, but I always felt like I was always kind of like the leader to lead to like positive things. You know
but are you the eldest of the family?
Yeah, I'm the eldest of my brothers.
You're the first.
I'm the eldest of my brothers. I'm a year and a half older than Damien.
Yeah.
Some people thought we were twins, whatever, but a year and a half is right there.
Yeah.
But before that, because you've been talking about your parents a little bit, I don't think we can talk about your life, who you are as a person, if we don't speak about Vernon. His influence, his background, where he's from, and how did that play in your family dynamic? Because not a lot of people know that your dad used to be an international artist.
Mm-hmm. Well, he still is.
He still is.
Not on the same level, but he left. All right, so my dad, he's from Jamaica.
My own was
straight. You did. You said Vernon. I said, hey. That's what's up. So yeah, my dad is from Jamaica. He's a big time artist over there.
Yeah.
He's a big time superstar over there. He came over here to do a show in Montreal. That's where he met my mom, and then they got together, and then that's when he moved over here. So my dad sacrificed his career to move over here. So that's kind of when kind of slowed down with it. He was still doing it, but not on the same level.
I don't know what year did it come here. You remember?
Man, I don't remember the year, man. I'm old man now. So,
basically trying to offer his family a better life.
Yeah, to be here for his kids and whatnot. So we lived in a little, what do you call it? 3.5, 4.5. Mm-hmm. It was like 5 of us in there. Just getting that because we knew he was a star, and like even at that age, I could realize that he sacrificed a lot. You know, he started working 2 jobs and stuff like that. So right away we got the drift of, you know, you got to work hard for what you want. Like, that's a star.
It's given.
Yeah,
it's earned.
You know what I mean? Like, the guy's a star and he's here working 2 jobs for us to get by. You know what I mean? And they were always telling us, like, when we lived in that hood, he's like, no, we're gonna move. We're gonna get a house.
Okay.
We're gonna get a house. You know what I mean? And they would say it all the time. And at a point, we're like, we ain't getting no house, bro.
He's trying to speak it into reality.
Yeah, we're like, we ain't getting no house, bro. We're not Then, when I was in grade 7. Yeah, my last grade of high school. So no, grade 11, right? I was going to Wagar, Wagar High School, and so we moved that November. So we moved to the West Island, right? From NDG to the West Island. So in my head, I'm just like, yo, I can't do this West Island, because back then it was like West Island people are soft and they're rich and this and that. Like, this is not me, bro.
It's not the ghettos.
Yeah, it's not the ghettos. I don't fit it. And then I'm like, and I'm not gonna go to West Island school. That's not the question. Like, I'm gonna take a bus, figure it out, and get to NDG. Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, the first day we had to do that travel, I was never late for school. Not one day. So we had to take a bus. So my mom said, leave like an hour and a half before, and you guys will be fine, you know? Get on the bus is taking forever. Get to school like an hour late. I'm mad, bro. Mad, bro. I'm like, yo, how am I late to school? I've never been late to school. That just doesn't make sense. So, like, usually when you're late for school, like, the principal's mad. And bro, the principal was just like, oh, what happened? Well, we moved to the West Island and we're here. No, nothing. Like, not even, like,
I understood.
Yeah, he understood. Like, this guy's never been late for school. So, something had to happen, you know? So, anyways, we had that transition where we had to do that travel. Because also, Wagar was a powerhouse in basketball.
Yeah.
Right? So, I wasn't leaving that to go play for John Rainey or whatever those West Island schools. Yeah, I'm like, I'm staying with my boys, you know what I mean? So, that being said, like, my dad instilled that, like, that hard work, you gotta do what you gotta do to get it done. You know what I mean? So, that's kind of where, like, a lot of my attitude came from.
So the whole year you kept traveling?
Yeah, we traveled the whole year.
The whole year went back to Wagar?
School started at, so like, we spent a lot of our time traveling. School started at 8, we have to leave at 6. Leave at 6 just to get there at like 7:45. Right? And I used to be mad because we used to get there at like 7:30 and then we get to play ball before school and all that, so that was cut a little bit short, but just to be in that school with all my people was more important than.
But people gotta understand at that time that's like
there was no express buses.
That's what I was gonna say.
It was the 68 to the 64.
And then
64 more. So 64 to the metro. And the metro to Villa Maria 103.
Oh,
bro, it was like a legit like 2-hour travel.
You missed one bus.
Oh, you're done. You're done. The amount of days that me and my brother are sprinting after that bus, yo, because you can't miss that bus. That bus is the game changer. You miss that bus, you're done. You're done.
You warmed up when you get to practice already. You ran after that bus. You really warmed up.
Yeah, man, it was a different time, man. But
so
it helped. It helped. You know what I mean? Build us and like dealing with like all of that stuff. Like people didn't know that. You know what I mean? But this stuff helped build our character. You know what I mean? So
even when you guys were at Vanier, I thought you guys were like in DG.
No, we're in the West, but from Vanier it was close. Vanier like made it half the travel. So we only have to take 2 of the buses and then we walk from
True, because you're already
But MEG, there was no express buses. Now there's express bus everywhere. Right from where our parents live, there's express bus that goes all the way to the metro.
And the train station is not near your parents' house neither?
No, it's not near. It's all the way at the 20.
Oh, okay. So
it's
now
like,
you can't even take that.
You could take that, but it adds up to the same thing.
Okay. So after that, basically, you guys grew up. How was it like in elementary school? Did you guys play in the East? We call that mini basket.
Mini basket.
When you were in elementary school and you have like, you guys played because I think I played you guys at Loyola.
Oh, that was 100%.
Yeah, I think I played.
That's where we started playing basketball. It was like, because we would play like every sport. Like growing up, we played every sport, and we kind of started when I was like 10, 11. This is when I like kind of locked in on basketball.
Like, was that your first organized sports?
No, first organized sport was baseball.
Oh, okay.
Played baseball. Played what was it called? I forgot the level of it. So we played organized. Yeah, we played organized baseball. Me and my brother. Then we played hockey. We played a lot of hockey. Hockey was my first first sport. We played on ice sometimes, like nothing, just for like fun. But we had skates and all that stuff. I was a goalie.
So you guys know how to skate?
Right, yeah, bro. Yeah, hockey was my first sport before being serious with basketball.
Because, we're in the East. For us, it's kind of normal Asians. Okay, we come from Haiti and, we start playing hockey. That's normal. But for us, Jamaican people just don't mess with that thing.
Nothing with ice, nothing with cold.
You know that bobsleigh movie?
Yeah, the bobsleigh,
that's exactly the stereotype that we had. Yeah. So, to me, hearing you say that you know how to skate, it's like, I didn't know that. So, to me, it's like, oh, shit. They know.
Yeah. No, it's a lot of people don't know that, man. Like, hockey was my shit.
It was the first love of most kids in Canada.
Yeah. It was my shit, though. Like, I thought I was going to be the next Patrick Waugh, for real. For real. And then that's when we started going to Loyola, because we lived at NDG, but we weren't going to Loyola right away. And someone said, "Yo, you guys should come to Loyola. There's free runs, there's hockey, there's everything."
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
And there were tournaments for everything.
Everything, every sport, everything. So we went over there. First thing we started playing was hockey. And then we seen guys playing ball after, started playing ball with them. And then we just got locked in over there. We started playing in leagues, started playing tournaments, and just fell in love with basketball from there.
Okay, so since we're jumping into basketball, okay, so you used to see people play ball at Loyola, but okay, you see people play, but when did it really click that, you know what, I want to play basketball? Who did you see, or?
I don't remember the exact moment, but it was definitely playing at Loyola, probably watching the older guys. Those guys like Jerome Antoine, Bobby Reed, Lennox, guys like OJ, huh?
Lennox Markham?
From
ADED?
Yes, Lennox. Guys like that, you know what I mean? Robin Dobson, guys like that were playing, and they were so competitive, right? And then I don't know if it was that competitive. I see them playing and trying to get in there, and them schooling me, and then starting that whole. I gotta do this. Yeah.
There's something when I started going, because I started playing against guys from the West when I was pretty young, even him too, because I always go to Loyola, March Madness, hang time tournaments since I was young. And one thing I realized, us in the East, there was basketball, but the basketball community wasn't as deep or as tight. So everybody had one person that, okay, yo, I see that guy play, I want to be like this guy. But my impression when I started going a little bit more out west, people were a little bit less attracted to one particular person, but were more attracted to the basketball life itself, like the whole community around basketball. For example, when I used to go to Loyola, they would give us those little boxes of juice and stuff like that would come with the tournament. Everything would have a big bag with oranges, apples, and stuff like that, and it creates a sense of community. You know, so that's something we didn't have here out east, and to us, to build that type of love for basketball. Like to me, I had to see Penny and Mario. Penny and Mario were the two guys that were in the neighborhood. We played in the same playground, and I looked at them do stuff. And I'm impressed. I'm like, okay, I want to do this. So that's what putting me on basketball. But when I used to go out west, every time I speak to one of you guys, and I ask, yo, who was the person you looked at? I'm always, in my mind, I'm expecting Trevor, Dwayne. I'm expecting a name. But they never come out with one name. They always say, you know, there was this...
There was this group.
There was
this situation.
Yeah, or there was this. I used to go to that center, and the whole. I remember like so and so's mother used to take care of us or bring us. So, do you feel like the community is a lot more tighter in the West when we talk about sports and the way that you guys? How do you say that in English? Encadré. How would you say that? You know when you take youngins and like you were saying,
take them under your wing.
Exactly, like you were saying, you were taking the youngins and like bring them to baseball and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
I would say back then it was really like that. It was like a tight knitted community. I think that's what you're getting exactly. At. Like we all lived because Loyola was here and then Buckley was here. Everybody lived within that radius.
Yeah.
So it was when we're not playing.
So if I don't see you on the court,
you're gonna see me off the court. We're gonna be chilling on the block, whatever. We're gonna go to the Rembrandt Park.
So it's just more than basketball.
Yeah, that's what we say. Like it was, we're always all together. So it was like a family that wasn't a family. Like, without even knowing it. Like we're always together. Like we're together more than we are with our parents or family. Right. It was all day with these guys. You know what I mean? So I guess in that sense, yeah, because it was just. That's all we knew. It was go to Loyola, play hockey, play basketball. Go home. Or today we're gonna go to Rembrandt. We're gonna play out on the street. It was always the same guy. And back then you didn't have a cell or all this stuff.
You need to go out and meet your guys.
So we know Finish school, 4:15, 4:30, boom, we're meeting at the top of the block.
If you're lucky, you got MSN.
Yes,
if you're lucky.
If you're lucky, right? That came later. But yeah, so it was just like more of a community
in itself.
Yeah.
It's more than sport.
Yeah, more than sport. 100% more than sport. It was.
And when I see it right now, when I look at the basketball community itself and people that are going far, it's the people that are more invested in the game mostly come from your area, from the programs that you guys grew up. Wagar, Sun Youth, Dawson Community, West Island Lakers back then. Mm-hmm. Most people that are like doing something that I feel that really makes a difference to the youngins to bring them to the other level, it's mostly comes from your side. Whereas when I look at, I don't know if you watched the show, but me and Basketball Quebec don't really go along too well. So whereas when I look at everything that Basketball Quebec is doing, I know people are putting their art into work. That's not what I'm saying. But it's the way they're doing it. I don't feel like...
Or probably the reason they're doing it.
Or maybe the reason they're doing it, but I don't feel like they really have the youngins' future in mind.
In the best interest.
In the best interest, or building a community around the sport, using the sport to build a community, or I reach the youngin on a different level than sport, just by using basketball. I don't feel like we see that as much.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, and that's another little topic that we could go on.
We'll get to that. Yeah.
But that's my thing with everything going on. Like, guys are making the league now.
Mm-hmm.
Like Lugan's door,
straight from Montreal.
Lugan's door is like my height.
Yeah.
Like, he's built like a bull, but he's my height. So you see that and you're like, okay. Before that, it's like Joel Anthony. It's Samuel Delambert. You know what I mean?
Only the bigs.
These guys are 6'8", 6'9" plus. If you're not that height, there's no chance in your head, right? And now Kareem,
point guard,
Vanier, from Vanier to the NBA. Mm-hmm. That was possible back in our day. Was that even a thought?
We wouldn't even think about it.
It's not. It doesn't even process in your head. It doesn't even process in your head. Our path was, okay, we gotta go here, we gotta go Vanier, we gotta kill, then we gotta maybe we're gonna get a scholarship, and then maybe we can go. That's the only possible way. And even when we started, that wasn't even a thing. Like,
getting the D2 was amazing.
Yeah, it was a big time thing. Mm-hmm. So just to see like where it's at. So now it's just guys that are leading the game. If the focus is, let's just produce as many great players as we can and just make Montreal one of the places that people talk about that have the best talent in the world. Let's do that instead of, nah, that's me.
Exactly.
I did that.
You
came through that's my program. Bro, whose program, bro? Let's just have 100 guys from Montreal.
Let's all have to win.
That's it. And we all win. Like, it's always like I did this or I did that. I did that. I did the work with that. Yeah, there's some situations where it is, but the work speaks for itself. Like, if a guy comes out and he's working with this one trainer for the whole time, whatever, and he comes out, yeah, the trainer's gonna get his roses. But at the end of the day, it's Montreal, bro.
Yeah, true.
At the end of the day, it's Montreal.
The visibility is gonna come back to the city.
That's it.
Let's bring now 1,000 kids per year to the States.
That's it.
Now,
yeah,
maybe we can start saying, I built this kid, the other will say, okay, I developed this kid.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll get to that later.
We'll get to that.
So, now you live in elementary school, you started playing ball with Loyola and those stuff. Mm-hmm. You go to, you start high school, you go to Wagar.
Yes.
How did that happen? So,
this is
Wagar was a powerhouse, so that's your floor.
This is where it gets interesting.
Yeah.
Let's start. Okay, so yeah, so went to Wagar. I forgot what our high school choices were, but Wagar was the closest. I mean, we could walk to school basically. A good walk, but we could walk. So yeah, I got to Wagar, grade 7. I was a different person at this time. I was very timid growing up. People wouldn't even know this because of the way I am now. I'm social and I talk to people, and when I get on the court, I talk shit. But when in grade 7, I was the complete opposite. I was shy. I was just trying to fit in. Getting into high school was my biggest, like, My biggest, like, I don't know how to say it. Like,
fear or
maybe
not fear. Like, it was the biggest change for me.
Wow.
For how it was, like how
a change of
were.
scenery.
Scenery, yes. Like the way people were, like people were bullying people were doing this and doing that. And people would come at me with some stuff, and I was shy, so I just stayed away from everything. Like I wasn't like, like at Vanier, I'm gonna say something to you.
Yeah, you would.
But back then, I was like, all right, please, what I mean?
Seriously?
Yeah, I was timid. I was timid as hell. So
let's get the Dwayne I know.
No, bro. Dwayne transformed. This grade, I'm glad you brought up grade 7. Grade 7 changed me.
Shit.
It changed my life, bro. So now it's basketball tryouts, right? So this is the first time I'm dealing with tryouts. Because before that, we're just playing with Lyle, we're doing this, we're doing that. So we're doing basketball tryouts for Wagar, my first tryouts ever. I'm nervous as hell. Negus was there, Nathan Grant. You had guys like Quentin.
But they're like 1 year older than you?
Negus was the same as me. Nathan was the same age as me. Quentin was a year older. Robin, Jerome, and those guys were a year older. So
that's 82, 83.
Yeah.
Okay.
So whatever. I'm there, right? So I'm there. We're in the trials, doing my thing. I didn't really have an identity to my game because now this is another part of it. Like at Loyola, I was one of the taller person, so I had to play inside and I had to do it. Now I get to high school. I'm not tallest anymore, bro. I'm like probably one of the shorter ones. You know what I mean? So it's a big switch. I can still play the game though, So anyways, we get there, blah blah blah. We get to the final cut, right? I forgot the coach's name. We get to the final cut. So he says the names, right? So we're there sitting down, he's saying all the names. I'm hearing all my boys, and they call him Nathan, Negus. At that time, Nathan was my best friend, right? But we weren't best friends yet, but we became best friends that year. Because Nathan was one of the fucking assholes. Part of my language.
In high school,
Nathan was always the same.
Yeah. And you like to fight.
Yeah, cocky, like, I'm the man.
And he was a little bit like,
yeah. So anyway, so these guys all made the team, right? And they call their names, and my name didn't get called, so I'm like, there's an error. I'm like, this guy forgot my name.
Yeah.
Something happened, So whatever, he said his name, all the guys are happy, they made the team. And guys came to me like, thinking I made the team, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo, they didn't call my name. They're like, nah, go see him. They go see him, we made a mistake. So I go see the guy. I'm like, yeah, did you call all the names? Because I didn't hear my name. He's like, yeah, I called all the names. You didn't make it. What? Yo, it's like my life stopped, bro. Cause I just committed to this game, basketball. I'm like, yo, this is my thing. I'm gonna do basketball.
So that's your first failure,
bro. It's like my heart dropped, bro. He's like, no, that's it. You didn't make it. Dropped. Bro, I got myself. I left, and I went home. I remember I was sitting on my bed. My dad's like, what happened? What's going on? I'm like, nothing. We come back. He's like, what happened? Like, what's going on? What's wrong with you? I didn't make the basketball team. He said, what? No. The next day, my dad shows up at school.
Shit!
My dad shows up at school. Like, close to when school is done.
With the most serious face ever for whoever ever seen his dad.
Yo, so he shows up to school. I didn't know what was going on, so I'm ready to leave. The guys are ready to practice. So he comes in, and he's like, where's the coach? They're in the gym. I'm like, fuck.
You're not doing this to me, Dad.
He's gonna go to make it on it. So whenever he goes, come show me who the coach is. So whatever, I go, I show you the coach. He's like, oh, what happened? What happened to my son? My son's better than these guys. My son's better than these guys. What happened? And the guy's like, well,
you say this straight like that?
Yeah. And then he goes, yeah, he didn't make the team. I don't think he was good enough. That was it. I go back home, and I'm like, all right, cool. So funny part is, at the same time we have Sonny, right? Sonny was pretty much Wagar.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Same guys.
Yeah, Sonny was better because he had a couple other guys from other schools. So we're there. I make Sonny, of course.
That was your first year. You never played. Sonny doesn't have like a mini team
At that time, there was no mini. It was
Okay.
Bantam.
Yeah.
So Bantam. So I'm playing with the guys. So it was kind of awkward because most of the guys were on both teams. I was only on Sunday.
But you don't play for Wagar.
I don't play for Wagar.
So you're here all year long. That's cool.
Well, the guys didn't really come at me because they knew I was supposed to. It wasn't like one of those where, oh, yeah, we just didn't make it. It was like, I don't know what the coach was seeing. It didn't add up. But I'm thankful for that.
Okay.
I'm thankful for that because that really made me who I am. So now, while these guys are coming to practice, joke, me, I was coming like, all right, kill.
Right.
Now I really got to prove that I belong because if I'm on one team and I'm on the other, there's something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
If someone could see that in their head, think that I'm not good enough to play on their team, there's something wrong. So I got to fix it. So that's where the mentality just switch up. That's where everything switch up, where there's no timid nothing. Anyone comes to me, I'm going to step you. You know what I mean? You're not coming at me with nothing. And that's, I think, that point where everything changed. It's just like, all right, cool. I'm going to do this.
Coming out party.
I'm coming out. That's not, I'm not going to have that feeling ever again in my life. You know what I mean? So, practice, guys are having fun, whatever. I'm going at people. Basketball players, a lot of basketball players don't like practice. I love practice. Practice is my favorite thing. Practice became my favorite thing. More than the game, bro.
Used to hate.
Bro, my thing was, practice is where you earn. You earn your minutes.
Yeah, true.
You earn your spot. You earn your respect from your teammates. So that's what it was, bro.
Because there's a lot of things happening in practice that people doesn't see in the game. Sometimes you would see a guy doesn't play during the game, but he killed the practice the whole week.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you said, that's when you even like if you're a bench player, you still get the respect from your players because they know how hard you're working during practice.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I understand that a lot. So
Yeah.
I wasn't the best practice player.
No, like it's not for everyone. I'm just talking about my mindset of like how that came about. Because if I make that team, maybe I don't have that mentality anymore. Maybe I'll just be like the other guys and just be like,
I'm laughing and joking.
But I can't even be a witness to that because remember I used to always be with Jackie.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I think like Damien's first year or yours first year, you
Who's
were
Jackie?
Dema.
We'll get into him.
Yeah. So
He's another one that he changed my game.
Yo,
I thank him. I thank him till this day when people are like,
Same.
hey,
we're gonna get to that, but I had to thank him a lot.
Mhm.
But remember when you guys used to do after practice, stay in the sport complex, do the alert, and do all that. I was a witness of how hard you guys used to work out, used to work on your game, and we're gonna get to that later. But there's a lot of stuff that you're doing today that I'm sure everybody thinks that was always easy for him. But I know it wasn't at the time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I witness all the works you've done for that.
Mm-hmm.
So year one, you got cut from Wagar. You go to Sun U. How was that year with Sun U?
It was good.
You guys won.
It was good. We won.
That
Every year,
was the beginning of the
beginning of the dynasty. We won.
Fuck, man. Yo, je sais pas si vous savez, là, guys, de quelle équipe de Sun U qu'on parle. Si vous avez joué civil entre, I would say, 97 et 2001, c'est sûr et certain que vous avez joué contre eux. Vous avez perdu une game par peut-être 32. ça a été la meilleure game que vous avez jouée. Seriously, those times, yo, they were hell. They were hell. I think the only team you guys didn't play was Henry Barassa.
Because they were high school.
They were high school, yeah. But even in tournaments, that's the only team. Because Dunton was also a high school, but you guys played them. But I think Henry Barassa was the only team that had a chance
to compete.
Yeah, to compete.
Yeah,
and I'm not even gonna say beat you. I'm gonna say to compete.
Compete.
Cause yo, that was
it was tough because we just became a powerhouse. Like there were some good players on other teams. Like Page had Alder Pierre.
Yeah,
that was a machine.
What was he besides Sonny?
Who?
Page. He wasn't a winger.
No, Alder.
Yeah, Alder Page.
Yeah. Then
Alder was serious.
Bro.
Mark Daniel was
Mark
serious.
Daniel, I think. But these guys were by themselves.
But that's fucked up. And you Pierre went to play with you after.
Oh, do you want to go there? We're not going there. Are we going there?
We gave hell to every French guy that went to play with Sonny. Colson, Pierre, even going to fucking DJ Excel, we gave them hell because we're getting killed by those guys and you're gonna play with those guys and join them. It's like
Pierre came out of nowhere though. That was something.
We knew him from he played with him at Quebec before.
Yeah,
because we knew Pierre. We knew how good he was. We knew that Pierre to Andy's squad back then was making a big difference. But Pierre and Sonny, anyway, that's not Pierre's interview, that's yours.
Yeah.
So one thing I want to know, your perception of building that dynasty. Because that team that year that you came was when it all started. Was Andre Johnny on that team?
Andre Johnny was older.
I
didn't play with Andre at Sunday.
Okay. So who was on that particular team?
Which one?
The first one when there was Sherry,
you talking about the team?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna break down this one. So this was my last year at Sunny. My last year at Sunny, it was my first year at Vanier.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, what happened that summer was we had the AAU team.
Yeah.
Right. We had got into an accident.
But you're skipping.
What am I skipping?
You're skipping. Why didn't you play for Vanier?
No, I'm getting to that.
Oh,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So this is the summer. So the summer. This is the summer before Vanier, before Sunny started.
Yeah.
Okay, so that summer we were playing AAU as we played. We were coming back from Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
We got into an accident.
Yeah.
Right. So we got into an accident. Myself, my brother, Fareed Charles, Nathan Grant, OJ, kid named Matthew. A bunch of us. There were more people in the vehicle that were supposed to be in the vehicle, first of all. And then we got seriously hurt, right? So I broke most of my ribs. Okay. So I was unconscious, broke most of my ribs. My brother, he has a huge scar on his arm, broke most of his ribs also. Freed had a serious injury with his neck. He was never the same again. Freed was very good. So we're in the hospital for most of the summer, right? That happened like July maybe. And we're in the hospital.
I don't know if you guys remember, you guys were coming out of Pennsylvania to Montreal to go to another tournament, which was the Festival de Montréal at UQAM.
Yes.
You guys were supposed to play my team. So we're waiting for you guys, and then we get the news, Sonny's not coming, they got into an accident. So that's what you're explaining. Pour les gens qui ne savent pas exactement, ça c'était 2000 exactement. Yep. L'été 2000 exactement.
So we get back, we're injured, like unconscious, So I'm in a hospital, I wake up in a hospital, don't know what the hell's going on. Doctor's like, yeah, your ribs are really badly broken, we don't know how you're gonna heal, if you're gonna be able to play again. I'm like, I don't even want to hear this nonsense. Yeah. If I'm able to walk again, I'm gonna play again. Right? So remember, everything was different back then. Like it's not like today where it's like, yeah, good for sure. Like everything was.
Medicine wasn't
as advanced, exactly. So I get back. I'm getting back into form now. So now school started in a few weeks. Now, just starting to touch a basketball after all my ribs being broken, and so I'm nowhere near the form I'm supposed to be in. So I'm in Vanier. They're playing, getting back into the flow. You know what I mean? And that's when my game started to take a turn take a turn for the better, So I said I'm gonna try out for the Vanier team just to see where I'm at. You know what I mean? In my head, yes, I should make the team, but I want to see where I'm at, like thing wise, because we already had the plan for Sunday. Like I'm going to Sunday. In my head, I'm going to Sunday. So I'm there, I'm going through the tryouts. Boom, I make the first cut, I make the second cut, whatever. So it's the final cut. So Andy brings me into his office.
That's his first year as AAA head coach.
Is it?
I think
it might be his second.
Second?
It might be his first. Yeah, because it was first. Okay. So he brings me into his office. Yeah. I ain't questioning you. So he brings me into his office. He goes, "So Dwayne, what are you gonna do if you make the team?" It's like, but I didn't really think of this. In my head, in my head, I'm like, I'm playing for Sunny. Like,
Did Paget try out with you?
No, Paget was at Dawson that year.
Oh, that's Paget that went to Dawson.
Yeah.
Okay, he's gonna get that story.
Yes.
Because I mixed. You know what? 5 minutes before you came, I called Joel. Yo, Joel, confirm to me. Was Dwayne at Dawson before going to Vanier?
Yeah, no, it was Paget.
Was exactly because in my mind I knew someone went to Dawson, tried out, got cut, then went to Sunny for his last juvenile team.
I don't think Paget tried out though.
But he just went there to school.
Yeah, went there for school.
So, yeah.
So and he's like, yeah, what are you gonna do if you make the team? And like that at that moment it hit me. Like fuck.
Serious.
Like what am I gonna do, bro?
Because you're going to Sunny.
I'm going to Sunny, bro. I'm going to Sunny. I'm going to play like we have a plan that that's gonna be the best team ever.
Yeah.
And that's what we're gonna do. Because I wasn't even sure if I wanted to play for Vanier because I wasn't recruited. You know what I mean? So I kind of just wanted to see.
You're a walk-on, basically.
Yeah. So I'm like, in the moment, I'm like, but I know he felt it. You know, he's like, I'm like, I'm gonna play. But it was such a bluff that I'm sure he picked it up. I'm sure he picked it up too. Like he's just like, nah, I can't pick this guy. He
is staying.
Yeah, he ain't staying. So this is why, like, I got cut from Vanier's team, but I should have made the team. You know what I mean? Like, but my head wasn't there. My head was at Sunny. You know what I mean? So, anyways, I get cut. I'm happy. That's off my chest.
I know where I'm at.
I'll
see you next year.
Yeah, maybe I'll see you next year. So yeah. So yeah, that's a funny thing because I was recruited by one coach.
Who?
John Abbott.
Okay.
I forgot his name. He was a young guy just starting to coach for John Abbott, and that was right next door to home. And I was like, yo, this is down. You know what I mean? And the way I was, like, I wanted to be like an impact player, but an impact to maybe a team that wasn't doing well.
So turning around the whole program.
Yeah, turning around the whole. That's me. That's what I ended up becoming. Yeah. So anyway, Sunny now. So we're back at Sunny. Now trials for Sunny. Boom, boom, boom. Pierre Marie shows up. What is this guy? We have the best point guard in the city. Who's this guy? So whatever, we're doing a drill, and Pat likes to do this full court drill. Where we do layups.
Full court layups.
The whole round. Bro, when I tell you, it was a dunk competition. In juvenile, this wasn't even like. Before that, the juvenile team, you'll have one or two guys that could throw it down. Every single person could dunk. Yeah. Everybody could dunk. It was like a dunk. I wish they had the cameras and stuff back in it. It was dunk. It was reverse. Pierre comes in, reverses. We're like, so now he's doing that stuff. So now everyone has 6 foot. Yeah. Now, and so everyone, it's like a competition. Like, this guy come here and he thinks he's gonna, boom, and suddenly like the gym is just bouncier. So
yeah, it is.
Everyone's just dunking. You got Negus in there. You got Sheree. You got Paget. You got myself. You got Colson. My brother. Everyone's just bam, 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 throwing out. So, like, I see that and I'm just like, this is gonna be some fucked up shit this year, right? So now Pat Sullivan was a coach. Shout out to Pat. One of my favorite coaches. Like one of my favorite coaches of all time. He has the meetings with all the guys. So the team's made, whatever. So now he has a meeting with the guys to like see where their heads at, where they think they are on the team. Like he'll say, "What's your rank? What do you think your rank is?" From 1 to 12.
What's your role basically? Where do you think
your role and your rank? Where do you think you are? Do you think you're first? Do you think you're second? Yes, that's how Pat was. That's why I loved him because he brought it out. Like he wanted to hear what you thought, and then he's gonna tell you what he thought, and that's it. You're gonna figure it out.
Real about it.
That's it. So my turn, I get in there, and now there's studs on this team, bro. There's studs on my team. My game was getting there, but it still wasn't there yet. Like it's getting there, So getting the meeting, So Pat's like, yeah, doing we're on the team, blah blah blah. Where do you see yourself? Where do you see your rank is, and where do you see your role in? So I'm looking at the roster, and I'm just trying to piece it together, This is the biggest pride check for me, So I'm trying to find a way for me to be in the top 5, right? Which I think is close. It's not as much of a thing as people might see, but I'm like fifth player. You know what I mean? Like play defense, do what I got to do to contribute. You know? He's like, well, Dwayne, that's not what I see. You're like 7, 8, maybe. You'll play off the bench, but that's what I see. And I'm just telling you that nothing says you can't move up. Like it's not locked, but I'm just telling you. Today, from what the talent that we have, that's what I see. That's what I respect. And these are the things that make me go. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like if he tells me I'm top 5, then maybe I don't go as hard. Sure. You know what I mean? But him telling me no, you're not in the starting 5, bro.
So the fact that you know that you think you're somewhere, but someone is not recognizing it. So you still need to put that work.
But this is always my thing. You have to recognize me. And if you're not recognizing me, then I have to do what it takes.
Just do the work. Yeah.
I have to do the work, so you recognize me.
Mm-hmm. But at that time on the team, how was the dynamic between your role and Damien's role?
My brother was a starter.
Since that time?
My brother was a star since he stepped foot playing basketball.
Seriously?
He was like a point guard. He was a point guard. Like
yeah, he is.
Yes, but when we just started playing, he just became the starter. He was the starting point guard always. My brother was never a guy that come off the bench. Like we start a game, my brother's
okay. So it was always that cerebral dude that understood.
Yes. Like obviously it got better with time, but even when we were young, he was still ahead of everybody else.
So, as the eldest, as the one actually that, let me take for granted that you put him into the game, or you guys put him into the game at the same time?
Everything, exactly. So everything we did together. So I can't say that I brought him into the game or this, that. Everything we did together. So it's like, okay, we're playing basketball. Mm-hmm. That's why he had older friends and all that, because he was always with me, right? So that going back to that now. So on that team, my brother, Sheree Thomas, Negus, Paget, Pierre Marie, Bruno Laura, Nathan Grant, Colson, myself. You had St. Clair. You had Andrew Johnson. I might forget Emmanuel. Rest in peace. Bro, the team was stacked, bro.
Yo, Steph.
So now, me thinking I could squeeze into top 5, and him telling me like you're maybe 7, 8. Reality check. All right. How am I gonna prove this? Practice.
Practice required.
Practice. So I'm going at everyone's neck. But that year, more than ever, practice was the best, and I think it was for everybody. Because the games were no competition. I mean, when we got to the games were no competition.
Inside
the competition was inside the practice and who's going to be on the court, right? So it was we're going for a head top. Like my brother and Pierre. You know what I mean, Negus and Sheree, and everyone's going at each other, dunks and this and talking shit and blah blah blah. Yo, it made us. We became better playing ourselves. The games came like a practice.
Yeah.
Right? It got to a point where Pat would say, we'll get up 30 or whatever, and he'd say, okay, whoever gets scored on gets sub.
Okay, I get it. So you guys had to create some other challenges because the game itself
was too easy.
Yeah. And like, I don't want to disrespect competition, but
no, it's not disrespecting competition. At some point, when you're way above the competition, you're way above the competition.
So
I feel disrespected though.
Yeah. So now, here's the thing. So practice was so competitive, right? And again, noting that year, like to add to my unfortunate situations with basketball, I got hurt, right? So every year we go up north before we start the season, and it's like a bonding thing, right? So it's a weekend with the team, blah blah blah. So the first day we were there, like we do crazy drills, like so we're doing this drill where the ball's in the middle, and then we're like in a circle, and you have to box the guy out from getting the ball.
Animal drill.
Something like that. Yeah. Okay, so we do that drill. Bam, 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 doing the drill. Somehow, whatever, I'm boxing whoever out. I fell. boom, jam my thumb, broken. Shit was hanging like that.
Oh,
Gone. Like this is the year I've been looking forward to. I'm looking forward to this. Look, you see my thumb. Messed up.
Okay, still messed up.
Yeah, messed up. I couldn't palm the ball with my right hand anymore. So whatever. So I broke it. I'm out. I'm out for like a month. I'm supposed to be out like 2 months, right? So I'm out to start the year. Fuck, man, I'm gonna do this, bro. Like, I'm already handicapped, and now I'm really handicapped. You know? So then I'll still practice with it. I mean, I got better. And then like after a month, like my hand was decent, but I had to like strengthen it to get back to work. But that whole time I was working with my left. I was still in practice, shooting with my left. We would do drills. I would get in there, shooting my left. I even won a couple drills shooting my left. So it was helping my game.
Mm-hmm.
So finally I got back, and like that's another thing that was kind of like a blessing. I got to watch, see what guys are doing, and find my spots, right? So I got back, and when I got back, it's like my presence was felt, like
on the court.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So now the teams that I'm playing on in practice are winning those drills, right? You know, and Pat's seeing it.
Making a difference.
He's doing the little stuff. He's doing this. He's finishing with his left a lot better, and you know what I mean? Like it helped. So Pat's seeing it, right? I ended up being a starter. On the team. Like I was a no question starter with all that talent on the team, right? So going back to we'll do the games where if you get scored on, you gotta sit. I don't remember sitting. I don't know, maybe guys. So that's what I'm saying. Like maybe some guys like kind of like took it lightly, but the level of our team, no one really had to score on us. If you locked in, those guys are not good enough to score on us.
Right.
Bro, I was on the court the whole time. So there's games I'm scoring 30. A couple times I scored 40. Like on that team, right? So you're saying like, how does Dwayne score 40 on that team?
Because you don't suck.
With Sheree, with Damien, with Pierre, with Negus, all of that, right? So like guys are not really paying attention, but I'm paying attention to it because I want to prove. I want to prove that I belong. I want to prove that I'm here. And
you're the underdog within the team.
Within the team, right? So now the first point was the Christmas break. Remember the Christmas tournament?
Of course.
This is classic. Classic, right? You've seen crazy players come through that gym.
Yeah.
So Negus was supposed to go to Champlain, right? But we're thinking that Negus was going to go next year, as Paget planned to go somewhere next year. We didn't decide where, but we were going to go somewhere. Right? I was already at Vanier, Paget was already at Dawson, Negus was going into Champlain. So now he got into Champlain. So now the question was, is he going to play right away? So Negus not going to stay with us. You know what I mean? Negus decided to go.
Yeah.
Negus decided to go. But it wasn't even for that, because I was already like in there. I was already in there. I mean, it was fun throwing lobs to Negus because he made me look like a good passer, and I was not. You know what I mean?
You throw anything from off court is gonna get
you should have seen high school. High school was ridiculous. We throw balls out the backboard, all that crazy stuff. So now, Negus is leaving for Champagne.
Mm-hmm.
So Christmas tournament, we're playing Champagne. So this just became another thing. Bro.
Challenge, yeah.
My bad. Negus is my boy, but we decided to go to Champagne. But we gotta deal with it. So we played the game, and we didn't consider ourselves an NBL team. We were CJIP and up, 100%. So we get into the game. You know what I mean? It's different. Guys are bigger, stronger, and all that. Long story short, we beat them. It was a super, super close game where we beat them. So Negus was feeling it.
Yo, niggas, you gotta come explain that.
Bro, we had to take the bus ride together. You should have stayed with us. Yeah, you should have been with us. You should have been with us making this history.
Right.
Because we're going to play these CJs and we're going to beat them. Bro. So that same tournament, so we beat Champlain. We played Vanier. That's another game. My eyes lit up for it. They had Terry, they had Mustafa, Elzanani, John, Andre, no, was Andre
Johnny was on that team. Jackie was on that team.
Jackie, yeah. So we We went at them. We lost. We lost a close game. But those were the games
Dylan was there.
Yeah, Dylan was there. But those were the games that was our level. That was our level and higher. Right? So we lost that game. Boom. We sweep through the league. We get to provincial or the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right? We played Dunton in the final.
Yeah.
We kind of beat them easy during the season, but the finals, they brought it. Ronaldo, Patrice. Who else was on that team?
Maradona, Jean-Ronald, Patrice, Ezekiel, Luke Kern,
yes.
Kern was that guy.
He was good.
Luke Kern and Maradona were the guys.
Yeah. They were
But we can give you a little hint, okay? We're all from the East. Dunton is the first team that said, you know what, fuck it, we're leaving the high school scene, we're going to play civil. So we're like, shit, you guys are fucked up, you guys. That's kind of a disrespect. But when we see that nobody planned that they were going to be good in that team. When we started saying that they can't really make it, when came playoff time, we played them all. Every team called Dunton and said, yo, we'll give you your best game to prepare them to play against you guys. Because on Saint-Ex, I was at Saint-Ex, he was at Saint-Ex. He played for Pagé.
I was playing for Pagé.
He played for Pagé, I'm playing for Monarch. So we're on two different teams. But we played you guys separately. Getting beat up. I go back to school. You are that top by charade.
I go back to school. Same story.
It's like, yo, they just threw that ball for us. You see two guys jumping the key.
Story.
That's it. So in our mind, it's like, okay, yo guys, we have a chance. Like, yo, it's the Haitian crew against the Jamaican crew. Because we're not gonna front. It was like that. It's like the French against English. Jamaicans against Haitians. We don't even want to know if there was African Americans.
Yeah.
They're Jamaican. So to us, we're like, yo, Dunton, you guys gonna be prepared. So you guys get to that game. So what happened?
They were prepared. It was the first game we played against a regular team where it was like, shoot. I mean, we didn't feel like we were gonna lose the game, but they were there. They were there the whole way.
Yeah.
So whatever, the game's done. We win the game by 1 point.
I remember that.
Win the game by 1 point. So it was actually a celebration that we won. It was one of my worst games. I felt like crap. Like guys were celebrating. I was celebrating, but I was like, yo, I let the team down. Bro. I had maybe 6 points, all from the foul line. I did score a field goal. It was the first game like that.
You did score a real basket.
I did score a basket. All right. So I'm mad about my performance, right? So they're giving all stars or whatever. Dunton got all stars. Mm-hmm. So they do all stars for us. So they're like, all star from Sun Youth, Dwayne Buckley. Everybody expected that. All right, all stars from Sun Youth, Sheree Thomas. You know MVP. No, it's whatever, bro. I'm telling you, I'm in my head about how crap I played. So whatever. Okay, now go on. The player of the league, Dwayne Buckley.
Oh,
what?
MVP of the league?
The league.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah. You're expecting Sheree.
Yes. That's why when they call Sheree for All Star, I'm like, okay, so maybe the All Star and
MVP. Yeah.
So Dwayne Buckley. So no word of a lie. Everyone just goes up, looking at all of them. They're like, yeah, you, Dwayne Buckley. It's like, oh, get your fucking award. Alright, cool. So I go up there, and Andy was presenting the award. So he's like, yeah, teams remember when you scored 30 or 40 points against them. I'm like, alright, thank you. And I still wasn't satisfied because I didn't play well today, So whatever, I took my award, and all the guys like, yo, good shit. And then when I finally got to sit down and look at that award, it was the most precious award I ever won in my life. And it was the game till today. That player of the year for me on that team, from what Pat told me at the start of the year,
Right.
Like, just everything added up.
Throughout everything that happens.
Me being injured and, like, everything. Like, so, when I looked at that award, I'm like, 7th to 8th man? The player of the whole
From
league.
the MVP of the league.
The league.
So,
Player of the year.
do you consider that was your first validation for all the work, sacrifice
100%.
that you put on?
100%. This is where that's where the stock was rising.
That's where cocky Dwayne came out.
It started to come.
It's
But it started to come like really that year because I knew I was good enough and I started getting better. And the injury, I'm telling you, helped a lot because I was able to go left a lot more. Like I was a right player, but I would go left and I would go left and I would finish left. So it helped me a lot and it became like my thing. Like my thing is basketball. When you hear my name, you're gonna think basketball. You're gonna know you're dealing with a head case for however long the game is.
40 fucking minutes.
40 minutes, I'm in your case.
Both
I do not care.
Both sides on the court.
Exactly, right? So that was my thing. Like, I'm gonna score my 20, but you're not scoring 20. You might score 5, 6 if you're lucky. That's the way.
Every basket's gonna be tough.
Yeah,
every single one.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, and the ref's gonna call foul and I'm gonna yell at him. I'm the perfect.
But you're not the worst. You're not the worst.
No, I don't think I was the worst.
No,
I know I was bad.
Nah, man.
Because if you ask the ref committee,
a lot of times you had some reasons.
No, 100%. But I feel that a good 80% of my argument with the refs, I'm right. But
you're an aggressive defender. I had the same problem.
Yeah,
and you're trying to play for the 40 minutes to be in the short.
What I hated the most was a lot of guys didn't play defense, and they'll get benefit of the doubt. And I'm here like shuffling my feet, like right up on the guy, and you're calling me a block foul. Why are you penalizing me for playing defense?
Good. Yeah, true.
And then the guy that's lazy, that's not doing it, you're not gonna call it on him. Come on, like that's when I used to get angry, right? But that I put pride on that defense, right? And then I got another slap in the face when we started Vanier next year, right? And even that's...
Okay, so before that, guys, n'oubliez pas d'aller like, share, subscribe, follow, whatever. We're not finished. Dwayne Buckley today. So, before we get to Vanier, you've mentioned something before. We kind of like glided a little bit about it, but it's more about when you were in high school, the relationship between you and Damien. The fact that you're the eldest, but you're always seeing your brother being seen as the star or as the one that the game came easy for him. So, did you feel some type of way? Not in the sense that you're jealous of him, but you would like to be seen like that also.
Absolutely. So, like, we'll never call it jealous, right? But imagine being an older brother, and then when it comes to basketball, everyone they just talk about your younger brother, and it's kind of like you're the tag along, right? There even came a point where with the summer team, right? People were saying I only made the summer team because my brother was on the team. Bro, all these stuff added to me. I'm like, yo, this is disrespect. Like
even at Vanier, I used to hear even just like you in front of me, so I'm not gonna like just front, but even that stuff we used to hear from. But how did that affect you and your game?
But when you hear it, it's like, fuck, that's fucked up. But I developed a thick skin. Like, I didn't care.
It became fuel.
Yeah, I didn't care what you thought. But I'm going to play, and at the end of the day, when you see me play, you're going to have to respect me. And if you don't want to respect me, that's on you. But when you look at the stat sheet, when you look at the W at the end of the day, you're going to respect it. Right? So, going back to that, it was hard. It was hard as hell. Like, my younger brother was like, gave him a ball, he was just good at it. He was the point guard, he dribble, handle the game, control the game. And then me, I had to go through phases where I was the big man. All I had to do was catch the ball to the lip. Then I get to high school and oh shoot, now I gotta handle the ball a little bit. I gotta learn. Yeah, I always had to alter. That's why I was always like a tweener. Like they didn't know what position I was. Like what position is he? Okay, he's a wing guy, whatever. Me, I wasn't looking at it as a position thing. It just put me on the wing and I'll get it done. I wasn't the greatest 3-point shooter, but I'll get bucket. I'll get a bucket and I'll guard whoever's on that other wing. You know what I mean? So it was like I always had to prove myself, and hearing that at times it was hurtful. But then you hear it so much that you just become numb to it, and it's just like, all right, let me just get to what I'm doing, and I'm gonna prove myself the way I know how. You know what I mean? But it was tough, definitely tough. Like a younger brother, him getting all the props, the shine, whatever. There was one point where at Wagar where my game was starting to get better, and we had an article in the Gazette. It was called "The Dwayne Buckley," right? Because we were hitting a lot of threes. That's when we should shoot threes and whatever. So we got a little props there together, but still, it was more him. You know what I mean? Like he was.
Since we're talking about him, let's talk about the other brother too, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's like okay, his brother is not bad. Let's throw them together. Just put a nice article together. You know what I mean? That's how I felt at least because it wasn't. I didn't get that love that he got. That's another thing that made me so raw. Like by the time I got to Vanier, I was so raw. I didn't care. I don't want your props.
Right.
So you're just gonna feel it. That's it.
The first time I seen you play without Damien on a different team than Damien, well, actually Damien wasn't playing anymore, was with the Kebs. So that's that's far. Okay, so that's something else. So at some point going through that, you never felt like, you know what? Let's separate. Let me go to my own team and build my own shit and do my own thing and prove that I can be the number one guy.
I couldn't get rid of him, man.
You're the little boy that's always like,
follow me everywhere, man. I thought after Vanier, I would be good. I'd get to do my thing. The guy followed me to
Concordia. Man.
Nah, I'm not even hitting. But no, because my brother, he was obviously very good. So he had offers to do this and do that. And he was supposed to go to the States at a point. Then he had a situation here. He had a kid and he ended up staying. But to touch that point, me and my brother complimented each other. But if it was for me and just my success in basketball, I would probably be better off not playing with him. I would have to be a point guard.
Yeah.
I would have to be a point guard.
I
would have to be a point guard because at that time coming, like my position where I could play point, but I never did it because my brother was always there. He's already the best.
He's already taking the place.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So at that time, it wasn't like, okay, work on all of this stuff. Just work on what you need to do in your
to complement.
Exactly, because he's always going to be our point guard. You don't need to work on your ball handling and this and that. You work on your shooting, work on your scoring here and there and there. But if I was to work on that point guard stuff, I think that's where I would have been in the next level. And that's when I got to Concordia, I was more of like that point forward-ish. Because that was the first time I had a stretch where my brother was not there for a while. Yeah. And then coach kind of looked at me like, who's going to run point? No, who's going to do it? I'll do it. All right, I got it. I never did it, but like I got the instance of the game. And I was almost a triple-double every game. Bro. So I had it. It's just I never had to really show it because we had our ball handling.
Opportunity, basically.
Yeah, we had our ball handling. So like going on that point, like playing with my brother, we were just on point. So like we would get a few points just because
it's
of our
connection
with each other.
Yeah.
But like basketball wise, if we went separate, I probably would have got more shine myself. Like,
what would you say to the people? Because I used to be one of those people. Because what we like to do on that show is whatever I can discuss about you, behind you, I should be able to look at you in the face
100%.
And say the same thing. And one thing also, Kobe's situation kind of traumatized us a bit. We want to give love to people
when they're gone.
When they're still here.
We want to change that.
We want to change that, and we can still get it, you know. And like I said at the beginning in the intro, I was one of your biggest haters, and we're gonna get to that later. Also, I was one of your biggest haters, but I was also one of the persons saying, "Damien made you." What would you say to those persons? Right today, I don't say that no more because I've seen other stuff. Because you've always seen me around. Like, I've seen other stuff. We played in tournaments. I played against you guys and stuff like that. So, Damien left the game for a while, was injured for a while also. So, you had to prove certain stuff. And I was witness to that. So right now, I don't say that anymore. But what would you say to the people, and even me, that used to say that Damien made you? Just like we wish to say Amari Stoudemire was a nobody without Steve Nash.
What I would say to those people, thank you. Thank you. Because all of those negative stuff added fuel for me. And I don't know what I would have became without the fuel. You know what I mean? Like, everybody talks about your reason, your why. Like, why do you play the game? Yeah, I love the game, but I got thrown with so many more things to why I want to play the game and why I want to be great at the game. Because it wasn't just I love basketball. Yes, I love basketball, but so many people doubt me with this basketball thing. Sure. And this is my thing. This is my love. This is what I'm gonna do. And these people don't believe I can do it. Right. So it just added fuel. So for me to say anything but thank you to them, like, it's not. That's how you felt.
Sure, that's fucked up. Because I wasn't expecting that.
No, but for real, it's not like I'm not gonna say, oh, fuck you, guy. You don't have no faith in me. That's how you felt. You felt that
you weren't ready for the game.
That I wasn't there. That I was being carried by my brother. That is fine. Everyone's entitled to their own. And maybe at a point, maybe that was true. Maybe I didn't need that little boost by my brother to get on that team and then prove myself. Maybe.
Yeah, that's fucked.
But once I got on those teams, I proved myself on every team. On every team I played, I ended up a starter.
Facts.
On the best teams with all the, you heard all the names I talk about.
Provincials.
The Sun Youth team. No one in their right mind would say I'm a starter on that team. No one. I guarantee that was a newsflash for most of the people watching that I was player of the year that year.
Yeah.
Player of the year, sure ain't won that.
I remember because I researched. But seriously, it's when I researched and said, oh, that year, shit, it's true, it's Dwayne. And that's the year after that Sherman left for Kentucky. And I'm like, oh, shit. But you're right. A lot of people back then write you off. And me included in some situations, not in all situations, not at Sun U. At Sun U, I didn't even have that way of thinking that you were being carried by anyone. It was more at Vanier. Because at Vanier, what I didn't know is how bad you were injured in the accident. That's something that I just learned today. So now that I know, at Vanier, when I used to see that, okay, me and Paget is a little bit taller, I'm 6 foot, you're about 6'1", 6'2", you can't do half the thing I do at the rim. And I'm like, shit. You can't run as fast as I can. I'm like, shit. To me, back then in my head, the only thing that makes you make the AAA and me the AA is that 1.5 inches or so. That's what was in my head. But I didn't know that there's 12 ribs that are being big. You have to rehabilitate yourself.
I rushed back for it because I love the game. I missed it too much. So I said I could walk. I'm gonna play. I wasn't supposed to be playing, bro. Like, if the doctor heard I was playing, like, he would have been like, you're crazy. Like, I'm sore as hell, like, I'm breathing heavy. Like, I was always the guy in shape. Like, I could go 40 minutes. I was breathing heavy and all that, but I didn't care. I had to get back to the game, bro. I had to get back to this. Like, I missed it. So, like, with all those stuff, there's a lot of stuff that people don't know, but I'm not an excuse maker. That didn't give you an excuse that, oh, I just came back from this or that. Like, if I was actually trying out for Vanier and I got cut, then I got cut. Like, was it, I just came back from the injuries?
I never heard you talk about it.
No, but
even Damon doesn't try to talk about his arm.
Yeah, he doesn't. It's just because it's so visible that people are like, yo, what happened there? Like, we're not like that to, like, I'm not looking for pity ever in nothing.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not looking for pity. Like, tell me as it is. Yo, you don't like that? All right, cool.
You both, like, you were known both to have tough skin. You were more extroverted, like, you talk more than him. Yeah. But you both were known to have tough skin.
Yeah. That I have to give props to the guys I grew up with, like, in the hood. Like, it was tough, bro. Because these guys they're obviously older and they'll come at you, bro. And we learn that. Like, people are going to come at you. You got to defend yourself. You got to defend your own. So that when guys came at me, coming back at you. I'm coming back at you harder. You shouldn't even have started with me. most of the guys that came in the game and said something to me regret that. Because I wouldn't say I'll be chilling. Maybe I'll just come and do my thing. You say something to me, now I'm on you.
Yeah, it's on.
I'm on you. Like, you're gonna regret saying it because now I'm on you. It's like you woke me up. I was already woke, but now you were speaking?
Let me remind you an anecdote. I think it was Manix and Mario's league at Parkex. You know that, what was the jersey? I was wearing the jersey before when you came. But they had their league. And I was playing against you. And I remember at the beginning of the game, you were guarding me, obviously. I was guarding you, obviously. There's no discussion about that. And you were like, okay, you know what? Give it space, he can't shoot. Like, I'm known for that. Like, we're not gonna talk about it. I'm known for someone I'll drive 100 times out of 100. So he goes, let me say it in French for the audience. So, on est dans le tournoi, on est dans le tournoi à Parkex, dans la ligue de Parkex, la ligue de Mario. Là, il me garde, puis il dit, ok, yo, laisse-le shooter, il peut pas shooter, back off, il peut pas shooter. So, lui, back off, I hit one.
Il peut pas shooter.
Non, attends, lui, il dit, that's luck, it's okay, no panic, that's luck. Tu comprends? Il l'a dit, là. So, I come back again, il vient un step plus proche. Là, il me donne quand même mon espace. I hit another one, 2 in a row.
That's luck.
Mais là, l'autre bord, your little brother was the guy on the switch that I was guarding. So your little brother, not Damien, the other one. Yeah. So, Dwight, exactement. So, son petit frère, je le steal, I go to the other side, puis toi, you came in trailer in front of me. So you made it in time in front of me. So I couldn't drive. For the first time of my life, I stepped back, opened a tree, and I repeated, I can't shoot. I didn't score for the rest of the game. Yo! Listen, before that, at some time you would like switch with me, you know? But for the rest of the game, no switch, no nothing.
Sometimes trash talking kills you.
You got too hype. No, but that's my thing. And that's, like, that was my difference between a lot of the other guys. Like, I made it personal. Anything on that court was personal. But after the game, I wasn't.
It's done.
It's done. But at the same time, back then, I wasn't very friendly. Like, so it might seem that I have a beef with you, but I didn't. It was just I kind of stayed on my lane. I stayed with my guys. I'll dap you up after the game, and that's it. Don't even have beef. But on the court, bro, don't talk to me about friends. My brother, when we were on different teams, bro, we're fighting. We're scrapping on the court. We're scrapping on the court. Like, there's no friends. And that's why sometimes I don't understand people when they're like, yo, and then, like, the generation today is like, yo, everyone, let's be boys. Let's team up. Let's do that. Yeah, we kind of teamed up in a sense, but that was our avenue. Our avenue was Sunny. Like, we didn't know anything else.
But I would say, you and Nathan on the English side were special in that kind.
Oh, it's different.
You two could have grown up in the East. Meaning that for us in the East, basketball is always a war.
Mm-hmm.
Skilled or not. Because when we look at the skill level in the East, we work more on our body and less on our skills.
Mm-hmm.
In the West, you guys work a lot on your skills.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes it a difference. But what makes some games tight is because we never give up. It's physical and we never give up. We're like, lost a tooth, stuff like that. We're never going to give up. But you guys, and that's why I think, like, I always like to go at you because you would come back at me. There would be other guys from Sun Youth. If I show just a little bit of aggressiveness, they would fold. Even if they were more skilled than me, they would fold. You would not. Even like you would hear us speak Creole, French, say all my shit, but you would still be there, you know? And that's something, like, we've talked about it off camera. That's something I liked a lot. And that's something also that made me a hater of you. Because I wanted to be in your position. Because to me, I'm a little bit shorter, but I was also always considered a twinner because of my athleticism.
Mm-hmm.
When he was a center in high school, I was the fourth. So because I could jump, because I could run, and then all of that. When I got to Vanier, and I don't know if you remember, I was the last cut. It was either Sahad or me.
Mm-hmm.
Sahad failed his high school classes, then James became.
Mm-hmm.
But I was either him or me.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember back then I couldn't shoot, so that played a big part of it. I was really immature, so that played a big part of it. But it's really, how can I say it? Seeing you in your position back then, and in my mind, thinking what I could do, seeing you in everything, I was always, in my mind, it's like, I have to show them that I can beat this guy, dominate this guy. So every universal break, like, it's either you or Paget.
I knew.
It's either you or Paget.
I knew it.
He was after your spot.
He was always coming at me. And I loved it. Because I couldn't take time off.
Right.
Because I couldn't let him embarrass me. Because if he embarrassed me, what's going to be the talk? Oh, yo, Edlin should be playing triple.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's how I was. So
that's that same fuel.
Yeah. So every year we would have the AA, AAA game.
Yeah. Oh.
And some guys on my team would be laughing about it. I'm like, yo, bro, this is no joke, bro. You gotta put these guys in their place. 40.
Yeah.
We have to give them 40. Put them in their place.
To make sure
you guys are AA.
Yeah.
We're AAA for a reason. There's no question. There's nothing questionable.
Right.
You see, in my locker room, it's like, no, those guys are not good.
Yeah.
That's in my locker room. That's why I'm saying these guys, they don't respect us. Like, they don't see us as even like basketball players. With us, you're just like we need to fill up some spaces on the school's activities, stuff like that, you know? So, to me, I remember that game. I'm going to tell you today, but that game, I cried for two reasons. I didn't really understood back then, because when I got to Vanier, I was like 16. I was the youngest at school. I was really immature. So, first of all, I got cut from the AAA. I didn't try out AA. Benji had to come, get me in class, and ask me to play. So yeah, I come to play. And in my mind, there's no question I'm the guy in that team. And when
in the whole school?
Like, I was the guy in the whole school in my mind. First of all. First in the whole fucking league. First of all. So, when we had that game, in my mind, first of all, I'm supposed to start. Fuck that rookie thing, freshman thing. I'm supposed to start. I'm supposed to play 40 minutes. And I'm supposed to take every single shot. So, I don't start the game. I'm on the bench. I'm like, I'm looking at Victor. I'm looking at Ashley. I'm like, the fuck is going on? I'm killing those guys in practice. Then I get on the game. I'm playing well against you guys. I remember that game. Like, I wanted everybody's skin. Like, I wanted to eat everybody from Damien to fucking Jerry Seneba. I wanted all the smoke. He played me 20 minutes. But I was too immature to understand it's an exhibition game, bro. Yo, he played me 20 minutes and we lost the game. I didn't care.
40 minutes.
Bro, I didn't care if it was an exhibition game. I didn't care if it was like an intramural between the AA and it's like a family thing. And
yeah, in your head you had that
that
battle.
It was a
I
season
wanted because there was another thing I didn't know. There was another thing I didn't understand because my English was like under my foot right then. That game for me, okay, I just got cut. But that's my last chance to prove him that he made a mistake and he should call me back. that was, that game I took.
I get it.
You're going for a callback for this game.
After that game,
yeah, this schedule.
Yo, I cried, man. Like, I don't even remember crying for a game like that. To me, that was the most important game in my life. And
Exhibition.
It was like a chance to prove yourself.
To prove myself. Yeah. And from there, it's like, I played the whole season and everything, but I started feeling like my career was getting off because I was kind of frustrated and not motivated, but at the same time not trying to understand at the time where the coaches and the why of the coaches, where they were coming from, why they would take some decision. I don't even think I got cut because of talent. I think I got really cut because of immaturity, where I was, and your maturity as a person will reflect on the court also. There's sometimes I might have been on the, let's say I would have made that team. Let's keep it a buck. I would have been the maybe 12, 13 guy on that team. Still want to make that team though. But I would have been the 13th guy. But with my level of immaturity, we have a game, someone is in foul trouble. I'm the 30th guy. Okay, you know what? Damien is in foul trouble. Adrian, come in.
I'm not going.
And I'm so immature. I get in the game, start jacking shots.
Trying to prove yourself.
Because you want to take your shots, yeah.
So that's something at the time, I'm pretty sure those were the things that he would see and understand, you know what? You still need more time. So to me, going after you, going after Paget, going after Andre, I hated Andre.
I hate Andre. Andre was a good dude.
It's basketball related. It's not the person. Yeah. I mean, what, bro? Andre was so nice. Every tournament that Andre would see me play, he would come, watch my games, and applaud. But I would hate his guts on the court because I wanted to be at that position. Yeah. I wanted to be
that was your spot.
That's understandable, though.
And to me, you remember that tournament, the Yule tournament?
Yule tournament, yeah.
That Satis and Durrani did.
Yep.
You'll ask your brother after that tournament what I told him. And that was pretty important.
The one that we won?
You won that tournament against like a bunch of young guys, like, you know, early 20s, still like all in shape and all that.
Superstars coming up.
I'm saying it on camera. I'm saying it. Yeah, exactly. That's what happened.
We won that shit.
No, but talk your shit for real.
Because that's another interesting tournament, right? Yeah. So that was like the summer circuit was Diamond Ballers and All Day Every Day.
Yeah.
Which we're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna get into that because that's a whole.
We're gonna get into that.
Okay, cool. But this Yule tournament now, when it happened, I forgot when it happened and where most of the guys were that I usually play with, they weren't available. And if you see the roster, I'm not disrespecting the roster, but if you were looking at all the rosters, our team is not winning.
I know ADED.
There was teams with Chris Joseph.
Yeah.
Who else was there? Like all the guys coming up at the time were in that tournament, and they had their stack teams or whatever.
It was the most stars from CIS and the guys coming back from the NCAA.
Yes, right. And now this time was like I'm pretty much like in my prime.
Yeah. I would say
a little after.
A little bit after.
Because I was hooping. And I love summer hoop.
4 or 5 years after the Kebs, something like that. Like you started your own life. Yeah, that's way after the Kebs. That's after your career.
Okay.
Like you were really hooping.
I felt like I was in my prime. My bad.
No, but you were in shape. But yo, trust me, you were 25.
Yeah, no.
Trust me, those guys would have, you were 25. Yeah. Serious. Yeah. But my point at that time is that, first of all, it wasn't the whole ADED, niggas, everybody. Like, there's a bunch of guys, they are nice.
It wasn't.
But it was guys from the hood.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, that team was more like guys that I grew up with, guys that I played with, whatever. But, like, in a serious tournament, we never really played together like that. Like, who was on it? Me, my brother, Hamza,
Colson.
Colson didn't play with us in that one. It was, no. Our team, we didn't even have a big man.
True, the biggest guy was the light-skinned dude from DG.
Okay. For DJ. We had Gussie.
Yeah.
Alex Grant.
Yeah.
Showtime.
Yo, shout out to Alex Grant. That's my man. Shout out to Alex.
But our roster was not compared to the other teams.
They weren't on par to the other teams.
Yes. But this is what I love.
But there's something you don't say though. Every single guy had a really high level of basketball IQ.
Yeah, no. High level of basketball IQ, but that's it. But my thing was
it. You said that's it?
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, high basketball IQ over super athletic and maybe super skilled.
Yeah, well,
like,
always
those guys I stepped on the court with, I know. Like Alex Grant. Like, I know he's going to get all up in a guy's grill.
Yeah.
I know he's going to hit the open shot. I know he's going to make the right play. So, I'm gonna ride with that, right? It's not always the most athletic guy because remember at that point now you learn the game and the game slows down, so you understand the game at another level. So it's like now to win this game, I'm gonna need a shooter here. I'm gonna need a guy that can set good picks. I'm gonna need a guy that can rebound, do this, do that, and then I'll fill in the gaps where I need to fill in. So we had the components to win. If there was a bet up, we would have been the team on the bottom. Yeah. The odds. If a team picked us,
the underdogs.
The big underdogs. You would have won big.
For the finals.
Bro, we had to play 5 games or something like that. To get to the finals.
On the same day.
The same day.
Same day.
Finals on the same day too?
Yeah, because regular teams, you play 3 games, guaranteed. And when you make it to the playoff, 2 quarterfinals and finals.
Yeah.
So they played 5 games. Everybody was clumping up.
I was in the gym, like, the finals, like, seriously, I was like, yo, I looked at the guys, I'm like, yo, both teams are fucked. Let's play good defense. Whoever plays better defense this game, we're going to have a shot.
Yeah.
Bro, we came in there and we just locked shit up, bro.
Defense.
Locked shit up. Hit a couple big shots here and there. And we won that shit. And that shit felt so good. I remember we were celebrating. That's when that Drake song was out.
Exactly.
The Batman. That was it?
But you remember when I came up to your brother and said, yo, I used to always hate on you guys. Not anymore. Ask Damien.
That's probably my moment.
Ask Damien. The championship? No, but I think I was talking specifically to Damien. And I said, yo, I was one of your haters, but yo, I'm not gonna hate anymore. Yeah. And to me that day, and I think it wasn't that day that he injured us.
He didn't play the final.
Exactly.
He didn't play the final, so that's another handicap.
But the game that he played,
me and him were like the guys of the team, and then he goes out.
Yo, that was crazy. That was crazy. That tournament was crazy. Yo, Satiz and Durrani.
Satiz, Durrani.
You need to bring that tournament back.
I think it's in the works to come back.
Yeah, I spoke to Satiz. He said they're working on it. Durrani said he's working on it actually. Yeah. So bringing back the competition was amazing. So
it's always fun winning that stuff. Thank you for giving me something else to win. A place to win. Give me something else to
give a platform to win. So we fast forwarded a bit, Vanier, but let's go back to Vanier because you had a really big career at Vanier, and to me, I saw the evolution of your game from your first year at Vanier, whereas your dunking was almost impossible for you, to whereas your third year, you're squeezing it, man.
That's why we're doing that
hero alert and everything.
Hey yo, that thing worked, bro. And you could see that because I could dunk. I was like I had long arms, whatever. But it wasn't like a confident like go there and bam flush it, you know. Like I had a few dunks in games, but they're like rim grazer dunks, you know. But Vanier was another challenge, man. Like we got in there, and it's even funny how that whole Vanier culture developed. Like I don't want to be a prop taker, but if I didn't choose to go to Vanier, Paget wouldn't have chose to come to Vanier. Then maybe Jerry wouldn't have came to Vanier. My brother wouldn't have came to Vanier, right? So it's
like a domino effect.
It was a domino effect. I'm not. I don't want to say but I kind of was because if I got into ADED, it would have been a whole different story. Paget was coming because Paget was my best friend at the time. Wherever I went, he was going.
Damien also.
And my brother was coming by default, and then maybe Jerry comes, and then maybe
the difference in recruiting for. You helped by going there. The recruiting was easier for Andy.
Yeah, it helped him. He didn't have to do much work. Like he got one piece.
Son family.
He got the one piece, and then boom, 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 and all tumbled in.
You know, I used to hate on that too, man. It's like Son Youth all over again. It's like at some point at Vanier, I was like, okay, it's like I'm Haitian, I'm Francophone, and I didn't play for Son Youth. Yo, they're hating, man. Yo, tough. Telling you, I was in my mind, I was in war.
Yeah, you were war with everybody. I can tell, bro. The way he brought it all the time, he always brought it. But so now, starting at Vanier now, so now we're at Vanier. Decided to go to Vanier. My brother comes, Jerry comes, Paget comes. So we have a very good class. We got some beat. We got beat up a little bit. Jackie was there. Shout out to Jackie. Oh my gosh. So the story with Vanier now, right? So I'm still on the come up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a star. Like I'm not a given star yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm on the come up. My brother, bam. Here's the ball. Here's the ball. This is you.
Let me give you one thing. Damien and I we trying out for Vanier for the first time, first year, like
On the same year.
on the same year, like we both rookies. He was like recruited, I wasn't, but the guy is bringing the ball up. I mean, I'm D'ing up. He's talking to me like he's the 4th year veteran. He's telling me, get in my shorts. He's dribbling at the same time.
That's right.
He's telling me, get in my shorts. Like, that's how you're going to make the team. You're trying out at the same time as me, bro.
Same year.
Same year, same age. We graduated.
My brother was like a little silent little asshole. Huh?
Yo!
I was like the main vocal one.
He was
Everyone knew.
sneaky a bit, bro.
He was like this like whispering shit to you, like disrespect you. You know what I mean? Like
You gotta get to really understand that. He's mocking you, bro. He's mocking you like.
my brother was a silent. He was a silent.
His
And
face
I
is
would laugh.
serious.
I would take all the riff of it. Like Dwayne's an asshole. He's just fucking talking. He's loud. And my brother's just there silently fucking disrespecting everybody. You know?
His face doesn't change. It's Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
It's really Kawhi Leonard. Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
So
now Vanier, boom, I'm on the team, whatever, but I still gotta prove myself in a role, you know? So at the time Jackie was the starter, you know what I mean? Because top defender I've ever played in my life.
Yeah.
I'm not no
Hands
front,
down.
no cap,
Jackie
no
Dupont.
nothing. Yo, no cap, nothing, bro. Lateral movement, like I felt he's a one player that made me feel that I'm not sure I could do this.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe my position is not good or
He gets you frustrated because you really can't move.
I couldn't dribble the ball, right? So you couldn't dribble the ball in front of him, right? So the way I used to dribble, like I used to be long, I used to do my little crossover and get away with my bullshit. Not one time did it work against him. So I'll be doing it, trying to do it. The guy's fucking ripping me. I'm like, fuck, bro. Like I can't beat the guy. I can't beat him. Like fuck. What am I gonna do? So then he made me adjust my game. Like, so if you have a defender like that, you can't put the ball in front. So then I learned to like dribble and protect the ball and behind the back. So I learned to beat him. But it was such an adjustment. The guy was ripping me left and right. Like, I couldn't even argue with Andy for starting him. Like, I couldn't be there like, I'm not starting, guys. Bullshit, bro. I couldn't. I'm like, the guy, he's locked out. Yeah. I can't
He's
even
shutting
get
down
back.
the top players of every team.
Like, he's just there, and you see him, Jackie's built,
Yeah.
and he's all up in your grill, you know what I mean? So, I'm there, and I started getting better, I started adjusting to it, I adjusted my crossover, and I was still able to score. So, Andy started seeing it, he brings me in the office, we played a few games, maybe 3 or 4 games. He brings me to the office, he goes, Dwayne, I see you're improving a lot. I'm like, okay, thanks, Andy, whatever. He's like, I know you want to start. I'm like, yeah, obviously. He goes, well, if you want to start, you're gonna have to become a better defender. That's the only way you're gonna
outshine Jackie.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why he's basically telling me I have to become a better defender. So he has a reason for it. Because I was a better offensive player, right? Mm-hmm. But if you step up your defense, you'll be able to start, bro. I heard that guy and I just went into lockdown mode on everything, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I thought I was a good defender at first, but when he told me that, it's like, hey, maybe I'm not as good a defender as I thought. You know what I mean? So now he gave me something else to look forward to, because there's always offense, but we're going to score more, you know? So now it's like, okay, now you gotta shut people down. Now you gotta be pay attention to that.
Ooh, that 3rd year,
bro. So my first year now, he tells me that. So now I'm locked in. Now I'm a lockdown defender. The scoring will come. So I'm getting in games now, blocking up guys. Practice, I'm doing it. Like I'm doing it. I'm getting guys, beating guys, blocking up guys. A few days later, or whatever, he's like, okay, I see you made the effort. You got the point. So I'm gonna start you. I think my first start was against John Abbott. Mm-hmm. We did against John Abbott. I think I finished with 15 points, 15 rebounds. I used to rebound the ball like crazy. So whatever. I had a great first started. You know what I mean? So then from there, like my confidence started going higher, and I love that responsibility of guarding the best player. I became in love with that thing. So I thank Andy for that, for pride in that, like, crazy pride. So like I always thought I was always guarding my player well, but now it's like now it's your assignment to lock down all these top guys on all these teams. So the first year it was like Mohamed Hashad, and it was the who was it for Dawson? Dawson was all these teams were stacked. Our first year we got clapped by Dawson. They clapped us by 30 like 3 times. So it was a difference. So coming from Sunny where we always won, and then going to Vanier where we were I think we were like 500. We made the playoffs.
Most of the team was rookie also. Don't remember that?
Yeah. Well, no, Dawson wasn't.
No, you guys.
Oh, our team was.
I think like Dilip, Andre, Jackie, and Steven. Even Steven was a rookie, but not a rookie, but he came out from the double A. Yeah. Exactly. So most of the team had to mesh together.
We were mostly
that's kind of normal.
Our starting point guard was my brother, who rookie. You know what I mean? We still we held our own, but Dawson mollywopped us in that year. So after they beat us, I'm like, no, we're not doing this, bro. Like the losing thing,
not 2 years.
We're not doing it. We're not doing it. So coming that second year, it was a whole different everything, and we were ready, and we became one of the top teams. We were ranked and all this stuff. We played Dawson. Like we beat them both games in the regular season, and they picked up Claude Delmont.
Yeah, in January.
That
changed the whole
everything. This was the first time I've seen this guy. Because I've heard of him, but it's the first time I've seen him.
Oh, you had never met him before?
No, we never played. Like I might have seen him around. Like,
oh, he's a little bit older than. Yeah, so when you were at Sunny, you didn't play him when he was at Nobel because he was a little bit older.
No, I didn't play him.
It's Andre that played him.
If I played him, I would know.
Yeah, he had dreadlocks before.
That guy was legit. Anyways, so we get to that now. Now I don't remember if we're first or second that year, but we're one of the best teams. We played Dawson in the first round, and we're like, all right, cool, that's cake. We really beat them twice. Bro, Olga comes with some fucking zone defense, bro, and we could not solve it. We could not solve it.
Claude was different in defense.
It was him, because he was playing the head of the defense. Yeah. And he's long, and he's athletic, and we just couldn't figure it out, right? So, whatever, they end up going to, Vic was also on that team, Vic Ajula, rest in peace to Vic. They beat us. I'm like, yo, bro, this losing shit, bro. Like, yo, what's going on, bro? Like, we wiped through the regular season and we lose in the playoffs. Mad as hell. I knock over the friggin', you know those things that used to have blocking separating the gyms?
Yeah.
Knock that shit over. I go in the locker room. Like, guys are in tears. I'm fucking there crying too.
Edouard Montpetit.
Yeah, Edouard Montpetit. And then Andy's like, yo, it's okay, guys. Don't worry. We're going to get them next year. I'm just like, I don't want to hear all this bullshit, bro. Like, why are we losing? The next day, I got in my car. At the time, my girlfriend was in Central Connecticut. Got in my car, drove out there. I didn't care about nothing else. Went out there for like a week. Came back, reset, focused for the next year. Now, this third year, like as you were saying, this was like, transformation Blade. This was like
cyborg Blade.
This is why this is where I felt that I was the best player on the team. Like arguably with my brother. My brother's role is like it can't be replaced. Mm-hmm. But like at the time there's Paget, obviously there's Jerry. You know what I mean? Like we had good players. But
you had made separation. Seriously, you were more closer to your brother than anybody else.
It's not. That's what I'm saying. But like stuff like that, it's not for me to say, right? So it's just for me to just go out there.
It's my turn to give you a flowers. Yeah. I've been a hater. Now I'm saying, I'm saying the things now that I've saw.
Right. So that year, like, is when I took my game to the next level, and it came with my improvement of scoring. And like with the improvement of scoring, it was mostly the mid range, right? Like we were at Sunny playing, and Henry Wong, he did his thing in the basketball community. Forget the other stuff. He suggested to me that I work on my mid range game because it was a lost art, and I was like, "This is not about mid range game. It's three or done." So we played 3-0. He's like, no, it's a lost art. Like, if you work on that, you can become very successful.
It's really tough to guard also.
I'm like, whatever, we'll see, you know? So then I'll play, and like after practice, I'll like just start working on like my little mid-range shot. And Kobe was my guy. Mm-hmm. So then Kobe worked in the mid-range. So, you know, it started adding up, you know? So I'm like, okay, this makes sense. So I watched the Kobe tapes, the fadeaways, and the getting your spots and just pulling. Because at that point now, I can get my jump shot off on anyone. Like, anyone guarding me, I can get my shot off. Unless if you're like a 6'6", 6'7", which there wasn't. So, working on my mid-range. I forget about everything else. Like, that's the way I was. I'm just like, okay, mid-range. If I master this, then I'm gonna get there, you know? Yo, that thing went on another level. It's like, that thing was like more guaranteed than a layup. Guys were like, yo, that's a layup. Like, once I get in there, once I step inside the three, it's a layup. So I'll come in, and my move was the hesitation, pull.
Yo, 45, right or left?
Yeah, pull. It was
money. That was like money.
It was it. So I mastered that. So like, a lot of things when people talk about shooting, they would say I can't shoot, and I laugh at them when they say that. I'm like, no, I don't shoot the three, right? Which is, if you shoot, you have to shoot the three.
Yeah. I
shoot the mid range, and I shoot it probably better than anyone in the city. So how are you gonna tell me I'm not a shooter? Like that was the death. When I had my tape, I was looking for it the other day, and I can't find it. It was on VHS. All this hell. Bro, all my points were mid-range. Like, I'll get a couple dunks here and there, but it was all mid-range. I'll just work in the mid-range. I'll get guys to my spot.
But the summer circuit, it's really the mid-range that you use to kill people, even outside with the, what was the tournament downtown outside again?
Which one?
It's
the
like
urban.
Urban. You used to kill people all in the mid-range.
It was all mid-range. So, I perfected that, and that became my thing. And then people started calling me Young Kobe and all that stuff, right? Which I don't give myself nicknames. Like, people started calling me that because of my mid-range games and making tough shots over people. But that's when I was like, okay, like, I'm legit now, and I want the ball. I want the ball in tough situations, and I'm gonna score it. So that year now, I have to be our lockdown defender, and I have to be one of our best scorers. This is like, everything's changed now. So now there's Sam Johnson. This is when I think Q-Ball started. The Q-Ball started their rankings and whatnot. So here again, come throw some more fuel. Just in case I didn't have enough, throw some more fuel. So point guard rankings, they had Pierre-Marie first, my brother second, and I don't remember who else was on that list. Point guards at that time was my brother and Pierre.
Yeah, that's it.
This is where two guards. I don't remember if they had me in the 2 or the 3, or if they had them together. No, they had the two guards. They had me in the 2 guard category. They had Maurice Joseph. They had Sam Johnson. They had Beaulieu. I forgot his first name. Jean-François Beaulieu.
Yeah. Momo.
They had another guy. Long story short, I was ranked like 7.
Oh.
7. But those guys were legit at the time, so I wasn't mad. I was like, okay.
Yeah, but I know them. I played with them.
No, it's
there's some names in my mind I'm better than them.
Sometimes it's eye candy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At times, until my 3rd year, I'll admit that probably my game wasn't the most fun to look at, or like, how does he get it done? Like,
but the 3rd year?
The third year
was ugly or not.
No, the 3rd year, I don't think it was ugly. I'm fucking
shit was happening, man.
Yo. But at that point now, I just got another feel. I can't be ranked 7. I can't be ranked 7, bro. Me, I have to be number 1, whatever I'm doing. So now Maurice, all Sam these guys, Johnson. Sam Johnson, all these guys.
What was Sam Johnson's playing again? I kind of don't remember this guy.
The other Champlain.
Lennoxville.
Yeah. So these guys are my targets. Maurice is my boy. My boy at Sunday. But on the court now we're targets. So Maurice still had his good games, but I know I made it hell for him. So now I have that responsibility, and now I have a responsibility to score more. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you guys a story of that year, the Sunday tournament. Paget and my brother weren't playing. It's a big handicap though. So now, as far as like the star players or whatever, it was me and Jerry. And Colson was kind of coming up at that point. So I'm like, fuck, we're gonna have to step it up to win this game. We're playing against Lennoxville. And this is when the whole hype started. These guys are dropping 40, and this Sam Johnson just dropped 40, 41 or something like that. It was the big talk. Like he's the thing. And he comes to me. He goes, so Dwayne, Sam Johnson, he dropped 40 the other day. He's not gonna drop 40 on you. And I gave Andy like a crazy look, like, bro.
With that little voice.
I love Andy though, man. Andy, like, he would know his little times when to like come in and motivate or whatever. So he just gave me a little reminder. I was like, yeah, I got it. Don't worry, that's clams. So coming into that game now, I'm like, I'm locking it down, bro. He's gonna be a night because we didn't play them yet in that first semester. So it was the first time.
First time of that year.
Yeah. So we get in there. This is at Sunny. This is back home now too. All right. So we get in that game. I started the game 0 for 4. Like I missed like some easy shots that I usually make. Man, it's not gonna be one of those. Anyways, I'm gonna lock him up. Yeah. But we still have to have a good offensive game because we're missing two of our best player. So we're playing the game.
Was that the year that Adrian came in?
Yeah, Adrian was with us. Another great player. Like to imagine Adrian,
that's how you guys should
coming off the bench. Yeah. Adrian, Mark D'Agostino, James Lee.
And to me, Adrian is really an underrated player.
Super underrated. If he wasn't at Vanier, he'd probably start at anywhere else.
Yo, we don't talk about this guy. We don't talk about this guy now, but we'll get.
Yeah, he's something else. I respect that.
If I have, by the way, if he listens to the show, if I have to travel to Toronto to interview him, I will.
Hey, Sap, you heard it.
I'm telling
you gotta check in.
Cause I was one of the Buckets hitter, but I was a nice. Adrian Sapp was a guy that I was like, this guy is nice.
You couldn't even hate him.
And
he was quiet.
Shut your mouth, play.
And just murder you.
Both sides of the court. Both, like, to me, playing both sides of the court is priceless.
Of course.
So anyway,
it's hard to find. So that game now start 0 for 4, struggling, but I'm doing my thing on defense. He's having a hard time. So then I hit a few threes in a row, right? All right, so I got my thing going. So we're up at halftime. Like, we're beating them like, comfortably. Sam probably has like 3 points. Like, I'm in his grill, like, because he was a shooter. So if you stopped him from shooting, you're good. It's just if you got that space to shoot it, then he'll go. So now I'm feeling it though. Now I'm feeling offense. So now I'm getting buckets. So now we're in the fourth. We're in the second half at a point, and I'm scoring a lot. Like I'm not really realizing it because my goal is to shut this guy down. That's it. We're gonna put 2 ball and we're gonna lock that shit down. So then a timeout happened, and like now we're blowing them out. So someone comes to me. I don't remember if it was Paget or my brother. Like, yo, you got like 30 something. And I, yeah, all right, cool. Just play my game and see what happens. Boom, boom, boom. Come out, hit a couple more shots. Yo, you got 40. So they're in my head about how much I had. I'm like, all right, cool. Let me see if I can score some more. So I get a few more baskets. Sam's still struggling to score. Now there's another stoppage of play. And then Andy goes, do you want to sub?
Talking to you?
Yeah. This is a blowout. Like, I have no business playing. I have no business playing anymore.
Right.
But you're trying to prove something.
Yeah, but I already proved it.
Yeah.
He had like 12 points, whatever. Like, so Andy's like, do you want to sub? And I'm like, well, whatever. It is whatever. No, because you have 49.
Oh!
You have 49, so you could try to get 50, whatever. I'm like, okay, there's like a minute something left, so let's get it tight. I'm like, whatever, I'll play it. I'll try to get it. Cool. So, so now these guys tell me this. So now it's like there's a pressure to score 50.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, that's a lot of points, bro. so I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, cool, like, whatever, we'll see what happens. So he ran a few plays, and then whatever, it didn't work. I missed like 2 shots or whatever, and I'm like, no, okay, now it's being forced. Before it was just, I was just doing it, you know? So I remember it was like the last play, a few seconds left, we had the ball. And we ran something where I came off, like, for a lob. So I came off with a lob, and I had it, but I wasn't going to be open for a dunk. It was going to be a layup, because the guy was contesting me. So I went up for it, and then the guy was kind of there, so I kind of laid it, and the thing, like, spun around the rim and went out. And I was like, 49. Game over, 49. But then after, like, the guys were, like, going crazy. Like,
still, 49.
49 at the Sun Youth tournament?
The Sun Youth tournament. So then the guys were going nuts, and, like, and he's like, that's the most... I don't remember if it was the most a guy ever scored that played for Vanier, or it was the most I was scored at that tournament. So then, that was that. Like,
I think Denham Brown scored 53.
Yeah, Denham. No, forget Denham. No, I think it was Vanier. The guy was like an NBA player.
Yeah, remember that year? They came like 4 guys. 4 guys.
Wait, didn't we?
You guys played them.
We played them.
Yeah, you guys played them.
Yeah.
And they came with 6 guys late.
Yeah.
Just one of them was injured. One of them, I think, I don't know what happened, but he got like fouled out in the first half. Oh, wow. They ended the game like 4-5 against Sun Youth. But Sun Youth was not, was it Sun Youth back then? Well, yeah, Sun Youth or Vanier back then. I think you were at Vanier.
I think it was at Vanier when they
Yeah. And, they beat you 4-5.
The guy.
No, they were on that same team. Damon Brown, do you remember Damon Brown had scored like 103 points
in a
high school game the day before, and one of his teammates the day after had scored the exact same point. And then they came to Montreal.
Legit. But yeah, so that tournament,
49.
That tournament that's a big tournament. So whatever, I did at 49, and it was a talk of this and that, and people were like really turning their heads on. And I was like, fuck, the guy's legit. Like, we've been sleeping on this guy. The guy's legit. So now I'm like, now I have my name, and I'm like doing my thing every game. We played Dawson. It's like record crowds. I don't know if you remember all the time. They had to fucking but this one was crazy. The last year when they had to open up the thing and put stands on the other side, Music Plus was there and all this stuff.
Malik Shahid before every game.
Yeah. So now my dilemma this year was, because obviously my goal was to go.
Yeah, the division what you're gonna get to that.
Yeah. But so the plan was, starting that year, people don't know this either. The plan was I'm gonna play till my birthday. Because at that point,
which is
February 20th, right? But I was turning 21 that year, right? And back then, it was when you turn 21, if you play a game after your 21th birthday, you lose a year eligibility. So it was like a big thing, you know? So I'm playing, and like my game is there, but I still wasn't getting the recognition. Like I got like Stetson came to see me, was really interested, but the eligibility thing, which we took for granted, I wasn't eligible. Like I passed my SAT, but the SAT ratio with my high school grades wasn't high enough for me to get in. But they really wanted me, so he set me up with a JUCO, right in Florida, Pensacola. But their communication with me wasn't solid, you know. So I wasn't sold on. I know Stetson seemed like they wanted me, but I wasn't sold on the JUCO situation, you know. So coming to that now, we get to my birthday, and now I have to make another decision, another fucked up decision. I'm like, fuck. Now I'm like really like a big piece of this team. My career is, if I play this game, like I'm down to 3 years. But now the rate that I'm going now, I'm like, whatever the obstacle is, I'm gonna knock it down. Yeah. I'm gonna knock it down, right? I can't sell my team. I'm gonna play. I have nothing like on the table officially, so I'm gonna play. Yeah. I'm gonna play and keep rising my stock and whatever. So I decided to play that game. We're playing. I believe it was Champlain or Dawson. I don't remember. That year, we started the year with like preseason tournaments. We were 25-0-1. Mm-hmm. We had a tie because of the Hay game. The Hagen year, you could tie a game, which we won that Hagen against Champlain, right? So this is when we like really started to turn heads. Like, okay, yo, these guys are legit. We were ranked. I think we were ranked number 1 at a point, but then we lost a few games. We lost to Champlain and Dawson in the season, and we fell to like number 3. Playoffs. No, before playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Award ceremony.
Yeah.
Right? No, I did my thing.
The Vanier or the CJ?
The CJ one.
Yeah.
The CJ one.
Or SEQ.
The CJ one.
Yeah. Make sure everybody hears that.
CJ.
The CJ one for everybody.
Yes. So now I think I've no question of a doubt proven that I am one of the guys on this team, if not. Just because my brother is kind of like default.
Yeah.
It's his team, he runs the boat, but like, if there's another player, it's me.
Yeah.
Right? No disrespect to anyone on my team, but I think I proved that I was that next guy. So, we get to the ceremony now, and they're ready to hand out the awards, and I'm like, I'm ready to get my award. That's what I'm saying in my head. I put in my fucking word.
I'm coming to get my award.
I'm coming to get my All-Star. If you guys want to throw me on the second team, you could do it, even though I locked down most of the guys that you're going to put as All-Stars. Well, let's see what's going on here. So I came there to collect my award and then go fucking win the provincial. That's what I came here to do. So we're sitting there. Bam, bam, bam. They start calling the name. Second team, All-Star, blah, 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 blah. Paget Berridge. Okay, cool. Paget Berridge. So look, we got 3 All-Stars. That's tough. So now we're going. Jerry said about All-Star. Alright, we got 4 All-Stars. That's tough. I know we were the best team in the league, but it's tough. It's tough. 4 All-Stars out of 10.
It's all 45.
That's it. I'm just in my head. That's what it is. It's there's no question of a doubt now that I'm here. I'm here. Like it's undeniable now. So they get to first team. Boom, boom, boom. The other guys get their awards. Then they call my brother, Damien. I'm like, all right, cool. So wait, that's 10. They called me. I got up and I left. So I went to the back. I wasn't on no crying shit. Like I was mad.
Yeah.
Because I came to collect.
Yeah.
I came to collect what I earned. You know what I mean? So I go back there now. I'm mad as hell. I'm like, I'm not even going back in there. I'm just gonna come back tomorrow and do my thing. Andy comes running out after me. Oh, Dwayne, don't worry about that. You're definitely an all-star. Definitely an all-star. We realize what you've done. You've come a long way, blah, blah, blah. Just prove it to them tomorrow. I'm like, okay. Cool. Thanks, Andy. Didn't need that. The 10 were announced already. I already got the more fuel I needed.
Yeah.
It's fine. I don't need it. So now we played Dawson first round. Played the game. It was a tight game. Dawson always played a tight game with us. Finished the game 25-15. Like I didn't score 25 during the year. I probably averaged like 15 points a game or whatever. Like we're all like around. My brother might have been 16. I was like 15. Paget was like 15. Jerry was like,
it was tight.
we were balanced. It wasn't like a 3-point scorer. So I scored 25 and 15. We won. I got player of the game. There was a guy representing Team Canada giving the award. He's like, yo, good job. We're going to be in contact with you. Blah, blah, blah. You know? So more recognition, which was cool. I didn't want this player of the game. I wanted my All-Star. Yeah, I worked for my All-Star.
From all those years?
From all those years. Okay, so whatever. I get a shirt, whatever, picture. Boom. Finals. Champlain. We knew it. Champlain. Pierre was hurt. But like, it's not something I'm like, okay, Pierre's hurt, so we're gonna win. But Pierre's hurt, so we have an advantage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Colson was hurt too for us, which hurt us. But so we get in that game. I'm doing my thing. You know what I mean? Guys are missing shots that we usually make and whatnot. So we end up losing that game. That game, it hurt me because I'll be honest, like the guys that got All-Star over me didn't play the way they were supposed to play. You know what I mean? Like they didn't deliver how they usually deliver or what was expected. Right? where I felt I did. You know what I mean? So, anyways, I had 25 and 15 again.
Okay, you better munch on something because you've been drinking, talking.
I mean, I've been slow sipping. I'm still
make yourself comfy.
Yeah, I'm gonna touch that cheese after. But yeah, so anyways, I came through again, 25-15. They beat us. Heartbroken. Career's over now. It's done. Like we wanted to go to nationals. That was our thing. We wanted to go to nationals. Fucking, it's done.
And you're not coming back for the fourth year.
No, it's impossible. Like that wasn't even a question. But like fuck, it's just done. We didn't get it done. It's fucking sad. I didn't even get an all-star. It's trash. I hope people recognize me after those games at least. So now, Andy calls us for like our end of the year thing or whatever. So we're in that little room there. So we meet up. I'm just mad.
That same little office between the two gyms?
No,
you know there was
on the side. You know when you come in?
Yeah, in the gym there was this.
Not in the gym. Like left, there's
okay. You know, before you get in the gym.
You know those rooms.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're in there, and he goes, okay, guys, I have good news and I have bad news. What do you guys want to hear first? What are the bad news? He goes, well, we have practice today. No, we didn't. Season was done. Season's done. Practice today. Bye. We're going to national. We got the bye because we were one of the top teams in the country. And that was out of my head. Like we'll never get the bye. We're not lucky enough to get the bye, even though we were one of the best teams. We got the bye, bro. We started jumping and celebrating like we won the fucking championship.
Jackpot, yeah.
But we worked for that. So like our good record got us that thing.
We deserved it.
We deserved it in a way. Obviously, we would have liked to win provincials.
Yeah, of course.
But that thing of tasting nationals that we never got, we were about to get. So I just got in the next mode again, hungry again. And then we went over there. Like that was the craziest experience. I'm like, yo, this is what we've been missing, bro. Like this is what we've been missing.
Dawson's been doing that for the past 3 years,
bro. I was like, yo, this is crazy, bro. Like they got pamphlets of all the teams, the players,
the names, and everything. Just like the Sunday tournament.
Basically. Yeah, but like everything, like what the players did, has done, whatever, and they're giving out to people, and people are looking at it, and they're like, picking, like people like where their favorite players are and whatnot.
I think I have yours somewhere. I have the one of the year that you went somewhere. Yeah. So then we get in there now, and we're playing against Nate. At that time, it's like those teams, like they have like 25-year-olds, 30-year-olds, and all that. You know what I mean? Which is not an excuse. We got into the game. Tough game. I feel the refs were being ridiculous, but you can't blame that. Mm-hmm. We had like 5 guys foul out. It was ridiculous. We lost. What had happened? We lost in overtime. Jerry hit a 3 to put us in overtime. Shit. So
Andy ran a play. I forgot who was fouled out. I'm pretty sure my brother was fouled out. James, Adrian, and maybe someone else. So
all these guys were fouled
out. Fouled out. Yeah.
Shit.
Fouled out. So then we ran a play to get a 3. Obviously, it wasn't for Jerry. Jerry wasn't there. So the ball ended up his hand, right? So I think I was calling for the ball. I'm like, Jerry! Jerry shot it. Bucket, overtime. I'm like, good. We got this. Thank you, Jay. We got the break we needed.
Thank you, Jay.
We got the break we needed. We're going to Disneyland. Man, those guys beat us in overtime. We lost. And like that was it, but it was like.
But the experience itself
the experience, bro, like, I couldn't believe it, bro. I'm like, yo, this is what we've been missing, but we're here, bro. Like, the rest of it was cool. I think we won. I don't remember what game we won after that, but. It was cool, man. It was just another experience. I'm like, yo, like that's where you gotta be. You gotta be at that last dance. No matter what you play, that's where you gotta be. And like just getting to experience that, like it was something else, man.
I have to explain to the people that listen to us because they might not all know. Quand on quitte le Québec, le système de collège fonctionne pas avec les âges de la même façon qu'au Québec. Donc quand tu vas aller, admettons, en Ontario, tu as des équipes comme Algonquin, tu as des équipes comme Humber. Tu vas avoir des gens, eux autres, il n'y a pas d'âge limite. il y a une limite du nombre d'années que tu peux jouer. So you can play 4 years. Peu importe ton âge. Si tu as 60 ans puis tu n'as jamais joué, c'est comme la NCAA, tu peux y aller puis jouer. Donc, sur ces équipes-là, souvent, tu vas retrouver des gens qui ont... Oui, des adultes, des hommes.
Yeah.
Des hommes avec des os d'hommes.
Grown-ass men.
Grown-ass men avec des os d'hommes. Donc, quand tu viens du Québec, des fois, tu peux être surpris par pas l'agressivité, mais la physicalité de la game. Donc, quand tu vas jouer contre ces gars-là. So, eux, quand ils arrivent aux provinciaux, ils sont une équipe cégep qui va aller maximum jusqu'à 22 ans, mais ils jouent contre du monde qui sont 25, sometimes 30, 35 years old. Les os, les muscles, tout ça, c'est pas pareil.
Grown-ass men, you can see it. Especially back then. We were a bunch of sticks.
C'est ça.
Especially us at Vanier, we was all skinny guys that could play. And we come up against these guys like Sheridan, like and these guys, they're jacked.
Yeah.
Big old mustache. Bro, we already see each other.
The only teams you would see were the ones that would come to the Again tournament.
Exactly.
That's the only one you would see.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. So we weren't familiar with that. All right, cool.
But still a priceless experience.
Oh, that was one of my favorite basketball moments.
But before we jump to the ADED part, still you stayed in Montreal, which I think, in my opinion, as much as I hated that I wanted to be, I always saw you as someone that at least you would have get a D2, minimum. So what happened with that?
So what happened with that was our preparation for it. Because remember, at that time, that's when guys just started to look D1. Like our time is when like the eyes started opening up for the Quebec League. You know what I mean? So all the work we needed to do before, we didn't know to do because no one was doing it. No one was going D1. No one was doing this. Yes, they say we have to do good in school or whatever. So we'll pass and be like, all right, we're straight. I pass. Boom. So then find time now. We have to do our SAT. And then, yes, you pass your SAT, but passing your SAT and passing high school doesn't necessarily mean you're going to clear. You got to have a certain mark. So yeah, I passed the SAT and I passed high school, but my grades weren't very good, right?
To make you eligible, you need a certain grade in the SAT.
It's a balance,
it's
right?
a balance.
So if your SAT is super high, then your grades don't have to be as high. If your grades are super high, then SAT, exactly. It's a balance thing. So mine didn't meet the criteria, right? I had interest, right? So I had interest. Stetson was the most interest, I would say. I got maybe letters from New Hampshire, Central Connecticut State. My girlfriend at the time played soccer there. So one time I went to visit. I spoke to the coach and everything. Like, you see my tape and he's like, yeah, we're interested. Like, if you get eligible, let me know and maybe we could figure something out. D2s, I had D2 offered. And we could talk about Lehigh.
Yeah.
I was one of the first players they came to see.
Okay.
Lehigh came to see me. Right? So they really wanted me. In my head, I'm not going D2.
D2, that's what I thought. That's what I was thinking.
In my head, I'm like, I'm not going D2. I'm not going D2. I'm better than D2. Like, no disrespect, but I'm better than D2. So then, they really wanted me, but for me, it was a mark off. I didn't want it.
It's not even the school, it's the league itself.
Yeah.
D2 league
no,
itself.
I didn't want to play D2. I felt I was a D1 player. I was playing against Division 1 players, and I was right there with them, so I wasn't settling for less, right? At the same time, I didn't have anything solid on the table. So, we're coming around June, July. I'm still not hearing anything. I'm still working out. I'm still playing here and there. So up to July, I had no plan. I'm like, all right, I might have to sit in the year, do something. Maybe I might have to scoot over, find something to
raise your grade up or anything like that.
Yeah, like I have to find another way, right? So then John Doerr calls me for Concordia. Now let me tell you this. CIS had zero chance on my book. So that's why I think none of them even recruited me. Because in their head is like, this guy's going to try to go. He's not. So he calls me like end of July sometime. He's like, Dwayne, so what are you doing? What are your plans for next year? Like, well, I have no plans right now. I want to go to the States. Nothing has come up yet. But I'm still working on it. I'm like, okay. He's like, what do you think I'm playing for Concordia? And it's like, not really my thing. You know? Then he goes, look, I want to meet you. I want to talk about something. I think we have some stuff that will interest you. Okay. All right, cool. Well, we can talk. So we set up a meeting.
I get it already.
Yeah.
That's a year that we're gonna have like exhibition games against D1s, right?
You got me. So got me. That was it. But he was smart. He knew what I wanted.
Who you wanted to play against?
He knew where I wanted to be. So what he showed me
that's what it was
the closest thing I'm gonna get to that right now, and I could play right away. Okay, so anyways, we get to dinner, right? And I was a picky eater at the time, so I didn't eat this and that and that and that, so I had to eat certain things. So he came, we ate, he gave me what I wanted to eat, and then he's like, look, Dwayne, I know you want to play Division 1, that's our goal, everybody. I don't want to stop you from doing that. But I'm going to tell you, we are going to be playing a lot of Division 1 schools. We're going to be playing Division 1 schools. We're incorporating that in our program. I'm like, wait, I really? Like, what do you got? He goes, all right, well, this is our upcoming schedule. He had like a little paper. Yeah. This is our upcoming schedule for this year coming. So look at it. No, the first year was, I believe, Maine, Virginia, Vermont. It's like 5.
The closest school to us.
Yeah. So it wasn't crazy.
But still D1 school.
It was Division 1 school.
And at the time, I think, Maurice was doing this last year at Champlain.
Yeah, he was still at Champlain. So then, I'm like, okay, cool. And that sounds interesting. Like, what's the process now? It's like, isn't the application period done? He said, don't worry, I'll get you into school tomorrow. Okay. But I know, I didn't decide yet, but I'm like, man, the guy got me, man. People catch me off guard. So then he's like, okay, I want to meet with your parents. So we go back to the house.
But where's Damien at the time? Because you both went through CJEP at the same time.
Yeah.
What is Damien doing at the time?
My brother didn't play that year.
That's what I remember. Yeah, that's what I remember.
No, he didn't. He definitely didn't play. What was he doing?
Everybody
just working.
Yeah,
because like, now the kid, when was crazy?
So there was the one that he had while being at Vanier, and he had a second one.
No, but the first one is the reason why he didn't go away.
Yeah.
Right. So he would have been away, right? Because like they were in the process of like him going away.
He'll explain that.
He'll explain that when he comes. But yeah, so my brother didn't play that year.
Okay, so it's you.
Yeah, so now it's solo. This is my first solo gig. My solo dolo move, you know? So like he's showing me all the stuff, the thing I liked it, I'm like, alright, cool, well, this is my route. My route is gonna be different, but I'm gonna get what I want, kind of, you know? So I'm like, alright, cool, we're gonna sign up, we're gonna do this. So he got me in as an independent student right away, as he said. So I'm like, alright, the guy is saying this stuff and he's getting it done.
Acting up on it.
Yeah, so I can mess with that. So then, now my mindset's different coming into a team. Now it's not I'm gonna roll and this and that. Now, like I made my name, like I have like I'm gonna be the man over here. I don't care who's here. And they were a losing team. That's also something that enticed me. They were a losing team before I got there. They were always losing to Laval.
Everybody was losing to Laval.
Yeah. So Laval was killing everyone. I'm like, alright, cool. Let's do this. And Andre came in at the same time as me. And Jamal Gallier. Get over there. Mindset is different. Mindset is kind of more like I'm the man.
Yeah.
I ain't playing that rookie shit. like we got in there, you know what I mean? We introduced the guys, and then the guys start doing their, the rookies have to do this and that, and the rookies have one locker, and this little stuff. Yeah. I was not having none of it, right? So at first, these guys thought I was ignorant. I was just like, bro, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing this little rookie duty. Well, I did my rookie duty was to bring the ball rack up. Wow. All right, I do it. But like all the other little shit, I did not Point to another rookie, bro. Me, I'm gonna be the man over here. Like, my bad, bro. Like,
you need to win. Talk to me.
Yeah,
so don't fuck with me with your rookie stuff.
Yeah, the rookie stuff is not gonna go down with me. So I was very thin with that. So at first, I'm not a starter, running with the bench stuff. I wasn't having it because I was definitely one of the best players on the team, and I was like, fuck, whatever. So it started as the bench versus the starter type of thing. But we were hooping with them, and then we'll beat them sometimes, even though the bench wasn't as strong. So then we were playing. Oh yeah, we played St. John's my first year too. So, which game came first? No, the Virginia game was one of my first games. New Hampshire was the first game. Like I came off the bench, I scored a little bit. It was cool. And then Virginia was the big game. They had Elton Brown. He was like an NBA prospect, whatever. So I'm like, all right, this is when cue ball was bumping and all that stuff. I'm like, okay, this is it. So I'm coming off the bench, but I'm the first man off the bench. Like I'm playing like decent minutes, right? So we're getting in there, Virginia. Like I feel the hype in the gym, and I'm just like, this is what I wanted, Get in the game, playing, and I remember this. Like I'll never forget this. So there was like a 2-on-1 type play, right? Where I had the ball. And this is when I would match. I'm dunking that, right? So now my thing is like, these guys are big, strong athletes. Now. It's different. Like I can't just yam it on these guys. Like overpower. Yeah. But they had this guard. He was like 6'5", like, Jack. He could shoot the ball. He was a shooter. 2-on-1. I'm going. And I'm like, this is my moment. So I'm going, I'm like, I'm going for this, bro. Fuck that. Boom. Going up, and I always went with two hands. Like, boom, I go with two hands. With a dunk it on him. Bam, he hit me, boom, boom, boom. I just missed the dunk. The refs didn't call it, because, once you go up there, it's like, it's fair game. Yeah. So I missed it, and it went out of bounds. The crowd was like, and you see people in the crowd like, we got a freak on our team. We got a freak on someone that could dunk. Because those guys, there was no one that could dunk. Like they didn't have like that Showtime guy that could dunk or anything, So then I see everybody like, the crowd on the thing, and I'm like, let's go. This is gonna be cool. This is gonna be cool. It's gonna be legit. But yeah, that game I finished with like 16. Like I was getting buckets. And I'm like, This is gonna be cool. I'm gonna get my chance to like play against D1 players and
proving that I would have belonged to the D1.
Yeah, like that. And some people like they try to take away. They're like, but you play for Concordia where you're the man. Like if you went away, maybe you wouldn't be the man. This or that. And I'm always gonna argue with them and be like, well, I wouldn't settle for anything less. And obviously, there's a lot of politics in the States. Of course, yeah. A lot of big time players came back and whatnot, or transferred or whatnot. But again, not taking anything away from those guys, they weren't like me. Like I was just a different character mentally. Like where it's like failure wasn't an option, but I don't know what would have happened. I'm not saying that my situation would have been different, but I was still tougher than a lot of those guys. Like I know it. Like I'll say it. Like I was tougher mentally than a lot of those guys. So how my situation would have played out if I had that opportunity, I don't know. I don't know. I can't say because I wasn't there.
Right.
So just like I can't say I would have killed it still. Okay. Who knows?
But where I am, that's
what I have. Like
that's what I did. With
I have more freedom here. I'm a roll with it.
Mm-hmm.
So my games. Like, obviously, I love playing the game all the time, but I was more up for those games than anything. And then, like, some of the stuff I heard, like, after the fact of, like, stuff that, like, the Division One teams would say about me, that I heard after the fact, like, it bothered me. So, like, a lot of the schools were like, that guy could play. Like, how much years of eligibility does he have? Like, coaches are asking those questions, which is... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's where I wanted to. This is where I wanted to go.
Why didn't you hear that like maybe a year before?
Why didn't I hear it right away? You know what I mean? Like, those kind of things.
But why didn't you though?
Well, like, coach got his gem. Coach got his gem. Like, I'm not going to tell him that
because he might leave.
These Division 1 teams want him. The guy's gone.
Well, what's the fucking goal, guys?
Well, that's my goal.
But it should be all of our goals.
That's what I was.
But it can't. But see, no. But I get it. I get it.
If you leave, it should be.
It should be. That's where it should be.
Yeah, it should.
But like, especially at the time where guys were starting to leave, so it was hard for.
Quebec was trying to keep on those guys.
Trying to hold guys.
Yeah.
Right?
And keep a quality of the...
I'm
sure we got diamonds in Quebec.
I get what you're saying. But like now thinking from this coach's perspective, right? Am I going to tell this kid, which I had to call up last minute, to tell him that we're playing all these Division 1 games? Probably that is the factor that got him to come here. Right? I know his goal. He probably wants to go. He's here now. Like, he's my player. Do I tell him? Do I give him this information?
But his goal is to go.
Yeah, but my personal goal
as a coach.
No, his personal goal is to win and keep his job.
Thing. Because he does have a family also. But to me, the problem is not the coach. The problem is not the player. The problem is
the system.
Is the system in which the basketball Quebec is dealt with. The way that we deal with things, the way that we brought up our kids, the way that we form them, the way that the whole business, because it's always going to be a business, but the way the business itself is conducted is wrong. When you think about it, we send you to the States. You come back with an American expertise, an NCAA expertise, and maybe overseas or professional American basketball expertise. Now you come back. You give that expertise to a kid. Remember what you said a couple of minutes ago? Exactly. Remember, when you were trying to go D1, you had no one to tell you how to train. You had no one to tell you how does the eligibility and the SAT and grit stuff works. You had no one to tell you how those visits going to work, what you can and cannot do, how to eat, or how to make a difference in your life so you could get there. You have no one to tell you that. Now, you make it by your own ways, then you play pro, whatever years, whatever, then you come back. All that knowledge that you have, you bring it back here. So, if 1 year we have 1 or 2 kids that goes through the crack by his own means, with your help, we might have 10, 15 every year that goes through the crack. Those 10, 15s will come back again,
bring in more value.
Educate. Now, that's when we're gonna have not one Karim Mane, but maybe 4, 6, 10 per year that go. And this is where there's a big difference between Canadian and Americans when we understand business. Absolutely. Canadian, we want to do business on short term. Americans understand that if I let go that $100 today, I can make $1,000 next week. Fuck your $100. I want to make that $1,000.
Now, I get exactly what you guys are saying, but in his head is like, what do I get out of this if he leaves?
He's not the problem. It's the system.
No, but
he's a product of the system
but
itself.
But still, what he gets out of it when he leaves, coaches come and see some more players. This is what I get.
What Dwayne is saying is that this guy doesn't pay to necessarily like send a player somewhere.
Yeah.
He gets paid to win.
To coach and win.
To win, to give a name to the school.
Like it's not like he's in the like at Vanier. Like say at Vanier, yeah. And his job is to get the players where they want to go after. Once you hit university,
there's no development.
It's not developing. It's just we gotta win. So it's not coaches are not gonna look out for you to go somewhere else.
No. You're done.
Yeah, you're there. You're their player, and you're there to help them win and be successful. So the mindset once you get to university, that's gone, right? Where I understand it, but I would have still preferred to hear what was going on about me.
Facts,
right? I would have preferred to hear that. Yeah, teams are interested in you. So like your goal that you're looking towards, like it might be might be there.
Even if it's not his fault, he would still have to show you the avenue.
Yes. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like how I found out later on through different sources of people that were there with us. I'm just like, why am I hearing this now, bro? Like, it's crazy because you guys know that's what I wanted, bro. Like, I just wanted to get the fuck out of here.
And you held me here just because you wanted to win. You wanted to accomplish your own goal.
Your goals.
Your personal goal.
But, so yeah, but like, that, it is what it is, man. Like, who knows what would happen, man? Like, I heard so much stuff, and like, I get mad and whatever, like, yo, this could have been, and I could have been that little sleeper story that, you know, found a way to another way, and like, and it didn't go down that way, but like, would I change anything that happened at Concordia? No. Like, I ended up being the man there. You know, they were calling it the Buckley Center. They were calling it the franchise in the thing. Like so, I lived it greatly here. You know what I mean? Like, and that part of it I would never take back. But like, there's always that little thing that like, yo, this guy scored 30 against Colorado State. He had 18 at halftime, and the coach was asking him about it. That's when Josh Smith and the other 7-footer were playing for them. Bro, I strapped up for these teams, bro. These guys these guys went to the league. A lot of these guys went to the league. When we played Arizona, Jared Bayless, Chase Budinger, and Jordan Hill, all NBA. Chase Budinger was one of the biggest prospects coming out.
What dude, huh?
Yeah. I had to guard him. My brother wasn't there on that trip. Bro. And at this point now, like, if my brother is not there, we're at a big handicap. Big handicap. Because we're the two-headed monster.
Who was the backup point guard back then?
It was Pierre Thompson. No. Rascal wasn't there anymore. When we played those guys, Rascal wasn't there. So now, my brother's not there. My responsibility just becomes more. Did I ever shy away from that? I loved it. Yo, let's ball. Let's hoop. These guys hoop just like us. I don't care if they got $1 million facilities and they're bigger or whatever. We're all men here, and we got to shoot the ball in the basket. That's a goal. We got to stop a guy from scoring too. And we went in there. We competed. We lost the game by like 12 or 13 points. 3 NBA guys, bro. I almost had a triple double again. And I'm here and I'm like, yo, I love this. I love this. If I can do this like every day, this is what I want to do.
The question that I have for you, I've talked about that with Greg Noel and a little bit with Coulson. But one thing that always rubbed me the wrong way, especially for Canadian basketball, is when a player had the opportunity to go in the States, get a scholarship, and for whatever reason, I miss my parents, I miss my girlfriend, and they just come back. What do you think about that? To me, it hurts the game a lot.
Again, it's hard to judge because yes, we play basketball. We play basketball on a high level. But to judge these guys' situations for coming back, it's hard for me to judge. Like, I just know how I am. Like, I know I'm stronger minded than some of those guys that came back. So yeah, that's fine. How I would have dealt with the situation, I don't know because I wasn't in that situation. And as we've talked about in this interview, I got put up with a lot of situations that boom, just bam, just hit me.
Yeah.
Shoot, what am I gonna do? Shit, if I make this team, I might stay on this. Like, boom, just that's life that happens, right?
So the way I heard you speak for the past 2 hours, let's say you get an opportunity to go to the States. You get to, I don't know, a far school down south. Yo, you Canadian, you sleep in an igloo and stuff like that, and you get it tough, you know? The way you've been talking, I know you would have stayed there and fight your way out of it. You know what I'm saying? And prove and show those guys that, yo, Canadians, we as good as anybody else.
Yeah. So, because that's the thing, right? And that's a good point with the American and their perception of Canadians. Like, it's the craziest thing, right? So while we were at Vanier, we used to go to camps.
Yeah, Oak Mountain.
Go to Oak Mountain and stuff like that. And that's when you you would hear the most ignorant stuff.
Yeah.
So we would play together, and then you would hear these guys talking about, oh, yo, y'all play ball, bro? Like, don't y'all live in igloos and don't y'all just play hockey?
Yeah.
And we're like, all right, bro, but we're here at a basketball camp, so we play ball. And like, just those ignorant statements, like, more fuel.
Yeah.
And we used to give those guys the business.
But that's you guys. But what I'm saying is, there's a lot of guys. Let's take an example, Bernard Côté, Etienne Avec. There's a lot of those guys. They got, to me, I'm gonna say it, a lot of them got opportunities to go to the States because for who they played for and how they look.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, and who backed them up. Like when you have a whole league backing you up, making sure that you have that visibility, you get there. But the thing is, when a coach, you know the process. Every time an American coach comes to Canada, it's because it's not gonna take an American guy.
Mm-hmm.
One foreign scholarship is worth two scholarship in the States. So when he takes a Canadian, it's taking out two spaces. You know what I'm saying? So he gives you that chance. He comes to see you, comes to see your program, see that you're nice, brings you over. Let's say Tommy Smith at Kentucky brings you over, believes in you. You're a 6'9" shooter in late 90s. That's great. Now, for whatever reason, you were always playing 35 minutes a game. Now you're playing 15 or you're playing 5 minutes a game on your rookie year. You don't feel good. You leave. You come back home. What do you think it does?
It gives a bad name.
It gives a bad name, but it brings the game back for Montreal 10 years back. Because right now, that coach will speak to another coach. Man, Canadian players, you don't have the guts to tough it up, you know? Mm-hmm. They don't have what it is.
They're not necessarily ready.
But that's part of my thing, where it's the toughness factor is like one of the most important things, right? Because I'm not gonna lie, a lot of these guys that come up and go up, they've been glorified their whole career.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're the man, you're this, you're that. So when they go over there and they're not the man, and they really realize that they're not the man, and then the coach is like on them and they're not playing, it's like a complete shock, right?
Wow.
So that's why the toughness factor is like the biggest factor. And some of the guys you don't know till they face it. Yeah. Till they face it, because they've never had to face it. They're always doing the man.
That's all my respect for
D1. D1. Oh, you're not the man anymore. Full.
Yeah.
That's why me as a player, like say some of those guys were more talented or more skilled than me, I probably would have had more success because I had to deal with all these stuff where I wasn't the man. You come on this team, you're on the team, you're not the man. Became the man.
Exactly.
Find your spot.
Earn it. That to me, basketball. That's why almost anyone I played with respects me. Like a lot of people that don't respect me are guys that didn't play with me. They just be like, whatever.
But even as a hater, I had to have respect.
But the guys that play with me respect me the most because I'm on them and I'm pushing them to be better every day. If you don't come correct, I'm eating you.
Yeah.
You're my teammate. I'm eating your food. I don't care. Eat your food and we'll have lunch after. Because this is my spot. This is my thing, right? And no one's gonna stop me from getting that. Not even my teammate or my friend. That's my food. And let's go back on some other things like that I've heard like through my career. When I got to Vanier, it was Buckley's team, and there's no point in going there because you won't play. Yo, anyone that didn't come to Vanier for that reason, good. We don't need you, bro. Because if that's your mentality, we don't need you.
We don't need you.
Right.
I get that.
My mentality is wherever I go, I am going to be one of the best players. I don't care who's on the roster.
You'll fight for it.
That's the game. That's supposed to be a fun in the game. Yeah, I want to go to Vanier. I'm gonna take Buckley's spot.
Yeah, that's the fight.
That's what it is.
I want to be that guy.
Yeah, not I want to go to John Abbott because I'll be the man. Me, I wanted to be the man, and I said maybe I would have went to John Abbott because it was a new situation, and I was never supposed to be the man, other than when I got to Concordia, where, okay, this guy's expected to do this is that. When I came to Vanier and I was an okay player, and I had to progress up, say, okay, fuck, the guy's good. You know what I mean? Like, so I always had to work for that spot. So I was used to working for my spot. So if I went to the States, I wouldn't expect to be the man. I would work for it. My same thing where I have to work for my spot. Exactly. So I was built like that where I had to do that. I had to prove people wrong. I had to go at my matchup. Who are the guys in my position? I got to climb you. That's why I said I love practice more than the games a lot of times. Because the practice is what got you that respect. You got your respect from your coach. You got your respect from your players. From the teammates.
Yeah, sure.
Because there's not really any guys that could really sit here and say, oh, I should have been playing more than Dwayne. Well, we could look at the tape of practice and we'll see.
We'll see who deserves.
We'll see who's supposed to be playing. Because even when I was one of the top players, I was still doing the dirty work or doing this and that. To me, there's no dirty work. It's ball, and we got to get it done.
Part of it, yeah.
It's part of it. There's no dirty work. It's the job. People need to rebound. People need to do this. You need to get on loose ball. There's no, oh, he does the dirty work. Bro, everyone's supposed to do the dirty work.
Yo, I like that. I never thought of it like that.
Yeah, but what is that? Oh, this guy does the dirty work. What is that? Everyone's supposed to do
the non-glorifying part of the
game. Like what is that? Like rebounding is dirty work. It's not dirty work. That's work. Go get the ball, bro. If you're there, you gotta go get the ball. It's not dirty work.
It's basically work.
That's part of it.
Guarding the best player of the other team is not dirty work. It's part of the game.
Yeah.
It's just two sides of the ball. One side, you gotta stop this guy from putting that ball in that basket. The other side, you gotta put the ball in there.
It seems like everything that is not shown on the score sheet. On players on the game sheet, it's like it's the dirty work, you know. But no, at the end it's work. You need to do that. You need to accomplish it. That's why like guys like Ben Wallace earn millions in their life. Guys like Dennis Rodman earn millions in their life.
But that's where you see like those guys are hard-nosed guys, and right when you grow up and you're glorified as just being the man. I don't know how it is for some of these guys. But you're hearing that all the time, so it's like it builds this like I don't know if it's a lazy mentality or you don't have to do this or you don't have to do that. That's why
you have to do as much.
Yeah, but that's why when they get to these next levels, it's like a big slap,
bro. Some of them refused scholarships because they knew that we're not going to be the man. How do you do that?
Yeah.
How do you give our community a name? It's tough. And for me, as like a former player and like how I did my thing to like earn my reputation in the game, where at times I still think I'm a very underrated player in Montreal history of basketball or whatever. It's fine. Well, not for Technical Foul Podcast.
No,
for sure, for Technical Foul Podcast.
We got you, man.
But recognize who you are on that.
But more than the recognition, it's just it's really a mentality. And like you were talking about like the summer leagues and stuff like that after I was finished playing or after my prime. Why I could say I felt like I was still in my prime because I was still giving the CJEP guys and university guys
30s
work. Easy work. And this is at the point where I'm not playing basketball every day. Like basketball is not my life, my
focus.
job.
Yeah.
It's not I'm there playing basketball every day. It's okay, I have a rec game, I'm gonna show up. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, I may have 3 games a week, but I'm playing ball 3 times a week. Yeah. I'm not in the gym every day. Right. So now, for me at that point, to be beating guys that are playing every day, when we were at that age, there's no older guy that's not playing every day that's coming to beat us.
But you see, Dwayne, you're saying that, and to me, that's fucked up. You played AAA, I played AA. Yes, I used to always come at you. Okay. Still doesn't mean that I might have been at the same time at the same level. You know what I'm saying? So that I don't have a problem with that. But what you're mentioning now is like, for you to still be able to abuse some guys that are playing every day, I understand it. For me to do that, a guy that smoked 7 a day, like that doesn't play 3 times a week, and sometimes I get to tournaments and I really play against like the top CIS guys, and I'm like, You just came back from your whole year D1, and that's what you're coming back. That's what you're bringing back.
But this is part of the whole mentality. Like me and Ricky joke. Shout out to Ricky. Ricky's my boy. Obviously, we were arch nemesis with the added diamond, but that's like my brother now. Like so, when guys started kind of like getting out of the ball thing, and me and Ricky were still playing, we said we're gonna join forces. Bro, we haven't lost a league.
Yeah, I see that.
Bro, me and Ricky are pushing 40, bro. Why are we still winning? No, but to me, it's kind of like upsetting at a point where it's those guys' responsibility to retire us. For us to say we're not playing these leagues, these kids are too good. That's the point it should be at. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of sickening that it's not. Like how you have like 35-year-old plus guys beating up on mid-20 guys that are playing every day. You're playing every day. You're in shape, and you're getting schooled by these old guys. Yeah, we know the game and we know the little loopholes, whatever. But at a point, it's like, yo, who's gonna end it? Like who's gonna stop that? We make jokes. We're like, yo, we'll chill. We'll just retire. We'll just retire on the top of it. Like me, I kind of don't really want to retire. I want I want some kids to come retire me. Like I don't mind like playing against some kids and they put us in our place. I'd be like, yeah, it's time to wrap it up.
Right.
It's time to play in the 30 and up. 35
yeah. Let me go back to my age group.
Yeah, let's play the 35 over league now because this is we're out of class now. Bro, we're still giving these guys buckets and like D'ing them up and like, come on, bro. It's such a like, as I said, to me it's sickening. But if you're a younger kid and you're listening to this, like, take offense to it because I shouldn't be competing with you,
bro.
You're on scholarship.
Yeah, now they have a 22 and under category for like the summer circuit. 22 and under. Yeah. Back then, you turn at 16. You want to play against the 25.
At 16, when we're senior, we're playing open.
Exactly.
Open.
Now
we're playing against grown-ass men, this and that, and we're competing.
Now they have 18 and under, 20 and under, 22 and under.
That's why guys don't. The whole process in getting better is playing against guys that are better, guys that are older, guys that are stronger.
Now it's diluted because you see all you're saying is because you grew up in the English side. You guys never came to Team Quebec. Like, if you play for Sunyu, we know we're not going to see you in any Team Quebec trials, any Esports Quebec. We're not going to see you in Légende du Quebec. We're not going to see you in those places. But when you play within the basketball Quebec system, that's where you see those problems where if you're a certain size, for sure, no matter your skill set, you will play in a certain position if you're a certain size. If you play for certain programs, you will be molded in a certain way. You will see basketball in a certain way. And as soon as you're out of that box, it's like, it's a whole different game. It's a shock. It's a whole different game.
Yeah.
So, the people I was saying, when I look at it, to me, Shure, I have enough respect. I was a Kentucky guy because Rondo and Kalina Zubuki were my guys. Like, I like these guys a lot. So, seeing Shure, a guy that came from my city that I used to play against, I don't care if he's on the bench, bro. Because if he's on the bench, he needs to practice. Every practice, he's with them. When he goes to class, he's with them. If I go on the Kentucky website right now and I type alumni, I will see Shure Thomas. He came back here, he has stuff to give back. First of all, he got free education for 4 years from Kentucky University. That's priceless. He came back. The level of knowledge that he can give back right now is also priceless. I don't care if he played pro. I don't care if he sat down for 4 years. What I care about, he got an opportunity from an American university and he did not disappoint the university by just giving up. To me, that's an issue we need to address if we really want our basketball in Quebec and Canada to flourish and become as big as the United States in a point where maybe we could have our own small league, you know?
I think one of the issues that is school selection. And when I say that is, some guys go too high.
Thank you.
Right? Whereas, yes, the big name school is great, but if you don't play for the great name school, that's why, if you don't play for the great name school, then it's like, that's not a game. That's not, you did nothing. So it's like almost like me staying at Concordia and having a great career is better than you that went to the state.
Right.
Where at first that was like a little thing, right? Because out of the guys from SunU, myself and my brother were like the only ones that didn't go. We won, right? So we'd have tournaments when we come back, and it was a joke one time because after my first year, we went to national finals. We lost in the national finals, bro. So that game was televised and everything, right? So like my stock was just going up and up and up, which is what I wanted. And we'll come back home. When these guys come back home, they were known whatever, but they weren't known like me. Like my level of known was next level.
Because you were like a household.
Yes, I was the in-city star.
Yeah.
Just fresh coming off a national final appearance. No Montreal team has come close to that. Right?
So, whereas if you don't play for Duke or North Carolina, we don't know about you. If you
They
don't make the
don't
Final
know.
Four, we
That's
don't know
it.
about you.
So I'll give you an example of one story. It was funny. So we were there and we'd always play at the rec. Maurice was gone. Maurice, Michigan State, obviously. Shure was at Kentucky. Nees was at Western Carolina. Who else was there with us that day? It might have been just them. We were there, and I think we went to KFC, and we're talking, just joke around, like, yo, who's the star now, whatever. And then I think it was Negus was like, yo, whatever, Dwayne's a star in Montreal. Now we can't even talk to this guy over here, you know? Just after he says that, some little kid runs up. Like, we're all in a pile. And some little kid runs up. He goes, are you Dwayne Buckley? And I go, yeah. Yeah, I watch you play. You're very good. And I'm like, thank you, man. I respect that. And then he runs off, and then, like, see? they're like, yo, you see?
You want to get another one? I used to go to a high school called Luriel. Luriel is almost the same thing as Laurel Hill.
Mm-hmm.
So I went there, and that was actually the same time. And I went there for because I'm an alumni. So I went there, played ball, and I'm like a big star over there. So I'm there dunking for the kids and stuff like that. One of them came up to me and said, you know Dwayne Buckley? I said, yeah, when I was at Vanier, I used to play against him all the time. And you know,
That's the school is a...
I didn't say that. But I said, yo, trust me, you can, when you see him, ask him, I used to give him the money too, you know?
Oh,
So the kid said, yeah, il est meilleur que toi. Yo! Yo, look at the kid. Yo, je l'ai détesté sur le moment. Yo, that was the worst kid. The same way I was hating on him, that day I was
trying to transfer to him.
Yo, I'm like, yo.
That's tough.
Yo, when you see me, don't come see me anymore. Don't ask me for $2 or anything like that. Go ask your boy. See if you understand your French. Yo, that's a fact though.
That's a joke.
That's a fact. Sometimes when you're in city hero or in city star, it could look better. The only thing I'm not totally agreeing with you, to me, those guys will always still be able to bring back the knowledge they got from that system.
Absolutely. My point is not taken away from that. Like, they get their respects for that because it's not easy. Not easy to go to Michigan State, Kentucky,
That was
anywhere, bro. Like, these guys were like the first guys to go high D1 like that from the jump. Like, so shout out to Champlain and JD for what he did with all that. It was crazy. It was like that became the factory, so everyone wanted to go there for that.
Mm-hmm.
He should actually.
If we knew that before, we probably would have went to Champlain.
True.
Because everyone that's going to Champlain is going D1. So
like, even if you're not even good, man, that's
yeah,
worse.
Some players that probably were a little iffy still got stuff. Like, their worst players still got scholarship.
Yeah, that's what
like
I'm saying.
their eighth and 10th man got scholarship. So
They're 12 men.
They're obviously doing something right. So
connection.
But with my thing about guys going, it's fine to go, but like, don't go too high to prove to people or whatever. You need to go to a good situation, and you got to think about who's on the roster. And these big time schools, they're getting 5-star recruits all the time. So you can't think that, I'm gonna go there and just be the man. You're gonna have to really work to earn that. These guys got one and out guys coming in all the time. Whereas if maybe you go to a lower school, you can actually be the man. You could go there, maybe have a good 4-year career, and by your senior year, you actually be the man. You can score 20 a game, and you'll be like, who's this?
You have a certain leeway to learn the system and everything.
Yeah.
Whereas when you go to, let's say, you go to Gonzaga.
There's no leeway.
Sorry, day one, you have no space for error. Someone else is coming. Jamaro Pargo is coming right away.
But that's it. So that's why I think where you go is more than just the name of the school. Yes, the name of the school is great, and people are going to tap you on your back, but they're not going to tap you on your back when you leave because
they didn't do nothing for the school
you
itself.
Nothing at the school, and then you say they're going to tap you on your back, so you wasn't good enough. Whereas maybe if you dumbed it down a little bit and went to a lower school that doesn't look as big, you'd be a star there. I think guys overlook that situation.
I think the best example is Maurice, from the Michigan to the Vermont situation.
But I would imagine Maurice if he went to Vermont right away.
Right away, yeah. So I think he would have maybe made it to the league.
He would have been a prospect.
Yeah,
for sure.
Because no one should have like
when Maurice came out, like he was a different
even
that long type guy that could shoot.
Even for Americans,
we're all guys that could play, but to shoot like the three, the way he could shoot and handle the ball, bro, Maurice was the guy.
He was the guy. Yeah.
So maybe if you went to a lower school like Vermont, because we ended up playing them in my later years, and he was the guy that they were trying to get the shots to. So imagine he had the 4 years to develop there, earn their trust, and become the man. He probably would have been like a 20-point something scorer.
But all that comes down to our knowledge of the NCAA system. All we think about is the teams that we see all year long on TV.
Yeah.
But we don't think about the mid-majors, you know? And most guys are in the NBA. Really? I made my research on that. 45% of the NBA is from the mid-majors, not the high-ranked universities.
Because you have guys that they have to go there. They have to prove themselves. It's what I'm coming back to the whole proving yourself and not having it handed to you, right? These guys have to go grind, and because your school's not that big time, you have to grind harder to get your team. You have to win your tournament to get a chance to go to the dance. You're not just going to be, Michigan State.
I'm just going to be ranked like
we're
that.
going to be ranked. We're going to be in there.
Nah, you have to earn it.
It's the whole grind. So my thing might be challenge yourself to a grind. Challenge yourself to a grind, because a lot of these guys coming up, they don't deal with it. They don't deal with the grind. They're glorified. You're the best, you're the best, you're the best. They play their 17 or under, and they play their 19 and under, as you were saying. And they're the best there, but they've never been tested.
Exactly.
Whereas when we were 16, we were playing against 21-year-olds, this and that, and we're testing. We're like, fuck, you're knocking us around and beating our ass. But that's when you learn. That's when you get better, because you got to take your beats. If you're just always on top, winning and playing against lesser, when you meet up with that thing, you're not gonna know what to do because you haven't dealt with it before.
Sure.
When you deal with that when you're 16-year-olds, you're like, big shot. You come into the gym, you're playing against 25-year-olds, you guys kick your ass by 30, 40.
Or you just put his forearm on you, you can't move.
You can't move, and you're like, that's what it is? Shit.
Now you need to adapt.
I got a lot of work to do.
Like, facts.
You know what I mean? And that's in a time where we didn't have all this training, accessible gyms. Our only gym we had was free gym at rec.
Yeah.
And you play. Yeah. And if you fucking lose, guess
You're
what?
out.
That's it. Your night's done. Because there's like 5 teams ready for next, and you have no chance of getting back on the court. Yeah. So like little like stuff like that culture that built us is what made us how we are today. Like speaking of like guys like Ricky and the Diamond Ballers and myself and the guys I play with. It's like, yo, you grow up, imagine growing up and you go to play ball. You're looking forward to play ball all day. You go to the rec, right? You have your 5. there's 30 guys in the gym.
And then the elders that put their word, so you have to find a way to be the next, because if they don't want you to be next,
you're not playing next because they're just older and they're bullying the next one. But so like that's what I'm saying. Like all of this stuff
works you out, like
builds your culture, builds your character, right? So now you go in there at the rec and you win a game, boom, boom, boom. You lose your second game, bam. 5 teams have next. There's only an hour and a half left. You're done, bro. that opportunity to play ball you were looking for all day is done.
It's done. So you make the best out of it all the time.
So now you know. So now see it's built into you. So now, yo, we're going to rec. We can't fuck around. We're trying to hoop. So we gotta run. We gotta run the table.
Yeah,
we gotta win at least 5 games. We gotta get at least 5 games in, and then that's how we became better because we went there and then we started running the table and then winning, right. And we get our ball in, and that's how we had to get our ball in. It wasn't I could train with this trainer and work on my dribbling and this and that. You have to get in the game, bro. How you work on your shot? You gotta shoot this shit in the game.
Thank you.
You don't have that gym time. You didn't have it.
Since you're talking about that, how important was the summer circuit for you?
Like the summer circuit.
Like, okay, let me give you my opinion of it. Sometimes I took more pride in the summer circuit than like my regular season, because to me, it doesn't depend on what the coaches will do, how much time they will make me play and stuff like that. It's really, we build our team, you build your team, we come at each other. So to me, those wins or those losses are more, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes are more important and more meaningful to me.
That's a good point you brought up there. To me, they're all important because it was food for everything. And probably I wouldn't agree with that because for me, I had to prove more on the other side because it's a lot of those people that didn't believe in me. Where I feel that more like the street side, guys would ride with me because they know I can hoop and they know. Whereas the leagues and the coaches and the people in the leagues, I had to prove to because they didn't have it. They didn't believe in me. So for me on that end, I think I had to prove more on that side. But the pride part on the street, you know how the street is.
Yeah.
And me, I was very big on my name. And with my name comes basketball, and with my name coming basketball means you're gonna have to deal with something. Whatever that game is when you have to play against Dwayne Buckley, it's not gonna be easy.
You gotta bring your game or you're gonna get mushed off.
You have to bring it because he's bringing it every single time. And that's my one thing that I really prided on when I played. That when people call my name, it's gonna be that guy brings it every game. He might have an off game, but he brought it.
Right.
Brought it every single game. He didn't take a night off. You know what I mean? That type of reputation. So again, with the guys coming up, I think they need to pride themselves more in the game. Like you don't want to be that guy that super talented, but I played against him and
he was so-so.
He was so-so.
Yeah.
Bro, there's no so-so.
Yo.
There's no so-so here, bro. When you're playing against me, there's no so-so up to this day. If I'm playing against you, we're going.
There's so many players in Montreal. I feel that they have that name, but once you square off in front of them and you bring it to them,
and you're not impressed,
they fold that. To me, like LP, to me is one of the biggest fraud. LP, like on the camera. I don't want to
listen to me. LP's my guy. I respect LP. No, LP is cool, but you see that the thing with that is his build, right? You just look at his build. You look at his build, and you're like, shoot, this is like an NBA prospect.
That's an NBA body.
NBA prospect, right? But like we don't know what it is. Like that's what I'm saying. Like not everybody has it, and you don't know how they were molded and how the game came about. Like I know LP, and when I first seen LP, I was like, what the?
Yeah, this guy's supposed to abuse you like 6'6",
right? But this is something that's I love it. I'm like, okay, cool. That's what an NBA
You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but NBA body, that's what it looks like. Yes, I played pro with LP.
Yeah.
Me and LP had situations. I had to guard him, and it's the same thing I brought to LP. Right? It was always heat, but you know what I mean. Like even in some situations, LP might tell you, like with the Kebs, and then when we came here with the Jazz, that those guys didn't want me on the team. They didn't want me on the team. I had a decent name, but they didn't want me on the team. I wasn't that guy, right? But in practice, I was the guy because whoever I was matched up with, I was beating them. So by being the guy, or that's what made me realize that some guys that come out from the States, I might understand, but because I was supposed to be playing even with the Kebs, I improved so much because we actually had gym time and we actually had time to, like my 3-point shot was like butter. At a point, I didn't play. So I was in warm-ups. Yeah, I played a little bit, but I can't consider that playing.
Yeah.
Right? I was in warm-ups and I was hitting threes. Like the most threes on the team, I was hitting threes. Like Dwayne didn't shoot threes before. I'm in there in the camps shooting threes. Bam, locked in. Never got a chance to play. Then we come over to Jazz, and I'm doing my thing in practice. Like I felt our wing spot was our weakest spot. So the spot was for the taking for me. So I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna do my thing. I gotta guard LP. I gotta guard a guy Xavier that they brought in from France. Okay, and it was open. Did I win those matchups? I'd say 100%. Right? There's a time LP came up to me. And this is when I respected him to another level. He came out because we used to chill. He was my guy. So he came up to me one night and he goes, "Yo, Buck, yo, D-Buck, it's fucked up, bro." I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" He's like, "Bro, you should be playing more. You should be playing more. I'm not gonna lie, you kicked my ass in practice, bro. You should be playing."
I can't be seeing those shit.
He said it, but to me, I gave him props because he came out. Because as a basketball player, it's like it's not common for someone to say, "Yo, you're playing better than me. You're playing better than me. You deserve this." Especially at that level. That's a pro. That's a pro level. You know what I mean? So he came and he said that to me, and I'm like, "Yo, I respect that. I wish the coach saw the same thing. Yeah. Right?" And the Jazz story is funny. I'm like, we're skipping. That's my last chapter, but. I didn't play. Alejandro was coaching. I didn't play. He was coaching us in the Kebs. He didn't play me either.
Yeah, you know what Coulson did?
Listen.
Keep going.
But hey, Alejandro never gave me a chance. Okay. I'm gonna say he never gave me a chance, even though I proved myself in practice. So I knew there was politics in the game coming from the Kebs, 100%. So then now when I got to the Jazz, I had to see this. I'm like, okay, Jazz is here, cool. I'll show up. Alejandro's is the coach. I'm like, I don't know, bro. I don't think I can do it.
I guess the same words Coulson had.
I already did that chapter. I don't know if I can do it again. I'm like, okay, then I had all the guys on the team are my boys. And they said, yo, come, let's go, let's do this. So whatever, play, same shit, not playing. Doing well in practice, not
and
playing.
The money is not super right.
The money is fucking trash. I was not playing for the money. I was playing for the love of the game. Bam, Alejandro's leaves. Pascal takes over. Boom. I'm playing a little bit now. Yeah. Little.
It's getting better.
It's better than what it was. But I'm still not getting no time, right? So I'm like, yeah, this is like, it's a lot of politics and like, I'm already down, so whatever. So they had let me go. They let me go for, I don't remember how long it was, right? So they let me go. They were doing all kind of bullshit. Guys were leaving, coming. I hear all kind of drama. So then I got a call to come back because Juan was still playing. And Juan was a big reason why I was on the team. So they called me back. Yo, whatever, you want to finish up the season with us? Like, you know, a lot of players. And like, my pride wanted to tell me you guys go. You know? Yeah. But I still love the game, and I was like, yo, I'm not really doing nothing, so I can play. I'll play. It was Terry that took over. Terry, what's his last name?
Terry?
Ballhead.
To the ball. Oh, qu'il, our coach? My high school coach?
Light skin?
Yeah, light skin. Wow. Terry, light skin?
Glasses?
Yeah.
Kind of tall?
6'1", like.
I don't know his height. Anyways, he took over.
Oh, shit, I think that was my high school coach. Thierry Paul.
No, not Terry Paul. Terry, I'll have to find him on Facebook for that. But he's a Haitian guy too. He used to be the guy.
Sito. What's his real
Light skin?
name?
Light skin.
Light
Glasses.
skin. Sito.
Yeah, bald head.
Yeah.
So he took over. He took over. He was coaching like the last stretch of the game, and then whatever you see him, I was doing practice, and he started it, right? I'm like, respect, because the guy sees what's going on. You know what I mean? I'm like, so I automatically respected it. I get in the game. I'm doing my thing. Again, almost getting triple doubles.
Mm-hmm.
Bam. Few games in, I'm doing my thing. I'm playing a lot of minutes. We're almost winning the game. We're still losing, but we're getting close. The people at the table are like, "Yo, Dwayne, we didn't know you could play that." I just smirked. I'm like, "It's crazy." I'm like, "Yo, it's crazy, huh?"
Give me a chance and you'll see.
I was the same player that wasn't playing at the start of the year. I just got a chance to play. It's that simple. So I'm putting up like some crazy stats. Like, you're like, "Yo, where's that come from?" So I started like the rest of the season. I started like 6 games. I'm averaging almost a triple double, and people are like, "Oh, you can hoop." I may not have the fucking NBA body, but I can fucking hoop. I've played against all these NBA guys. I've done my thing. So it's like the politics of it, man. It could get to you. So some of those guys,
you understand why they come.
I could understand it, but coming from where I come from,
you don't do that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I probably had to bite the pill. I chose to come here. I'm gonna stick this shit out.
Thank you. Now, okay, we're coming to an end because seriously, there's not another month of time to talk about the thing.
I already told you.
We know that.
We would need a whole day to sit here. 2 days.
Chop it up. A whole day. You're crazy.
All right. I saw
we skip a lot of days.
Yeah.
Like Vanier things, we skip a lot of
We
days.
didn't get into all day every day.
No, but
we didn't even touch my friggin' Concordia career, really.
No, not really. We didn't really touch in depth anything, but
just kind of skip over.
Let's go
to what's been happening
all day, every day, because next year you'll have some time to like go in depth. There will be the setup will be different. Like there'll be something for the Sun you guys, because I was one of the most hater of the Sun you guys. I say it on camera. I hate losing.
No, we're easily hated, bro.
I hate
the way
losing.
we're running around the city.
But I'm gonna be the only one that looks at the Sun you guys in the eyes and said, "Yo, in those times I hated you guys." You know, like I really hated you guys.
That's respect, bro.
But now, ADED, all day, every day. Pour ceux qui savent pas c'est quoi, le circuit de basket de l'été, les 2 équipes qui ont dominé pendant, je pourrais dire, à peu près une dizaine d'années facile, c'est ADED et Diamond Ballers. Diamond Ballers, vous savez c'est qui? ADED, c'est
the roster.
Le core is based with the Buckley brothers, with Damien and Dwayne. Par la suite, tu vas rajouter Negis, Colson, Nathan, who else? Sheree,
Pierre, Murray. Like I'll tell you the full roster.
Pure is officially in it.
Yeah. I'll give you the official roster.
Okay.
The official roster never played a full game together. Like it was always, okay, this guy's here.
Yes, someone's not here.
That was part of it because all these guys were at school, so they had to go back and So you had myself, my brother, Nathan, Paget, James Lee, OJ, Negus, Jerry, Colson, Sheree, Joel, Anthony. Who am I missing? Am I missing somebody? Sorry if I didn't.
Andre wasn't part of it?
Andre was like an on and off type. But yeah, I think that was the core of it. Did I say Pierre Marie?
Pierre Marie.
Well, Pierre Marie was the busiest guy in his office.
Yeah, of course.
So that's why. So that was the official roster. We said, all right, we're gonna put this team together.
Maurice never played.
Maurice,
Okay.
How am I forget Maurice? One of our best.
But that's what I like, because everyone that comes to the show, I have to remind them about
their how am I gonna forget Maurice, bro? Maurice was one of our assassins.
Come on.
Maurice, you know I didn't need that.
No one ever killed me more than Maurice.
No, he was an assassin. He was one of the toughest guys to guard. Right? A guy that's as long as me and he can shoot.
That's a big difference. Could shoot in Montreal.
Yeah.
That's not something that we were really used to. But
so
that's the whole rule.
So Maurice was definitely on there too. I'm sorry for missing him. But that was the official roster. We said, all right, we sat down, we said, seen Diamond Ballers walking through everybody, and they were good as hell. And we said, we just put something together that could compete with them, and we're going to do it. And it was dope, man, because people started creating teams after that. And creating, they didn't win, but they were creating teams trying to
the white compete. Guys created
Dinamo and all those
and
guys.
And then the Africans had
started even
my team, Vitselo's team.
Yeah, it started a whole summer ball culture.
Yeah,
it was crazy as hell.
And if there was certain tournament, if you weren't there, it's like, don't even talk about basketball this year. Come back next year. You know, like you can lose or whatever, okay, but you didn't participate in that tournament. Don't talk to us.
It was crazy. It was fun as hell. I remember that first game soon enough to play the Diamond Baller.
What was it? The first game?
It was at the Rec.
Yeah, true.
It was at the Rec, and big up Robert Steele, because Robert Steele was a big part of like putting that together. So we got our team. We got a team together, all that. And then we got uniforms made. So we got uniforms made, black jerseys. We had white warm-up tops. And we came clean. And first game, the Rec, it was our first tournament. First game against Diamond. But it was set up like that so then we would cross. Whoever wins would end up crossing and then probably meet in the finals. So we're there, ready to play these guys. The Rec. We're over there, warm-ups. Everyone's watching us in our fresh year. Small Rec. Dunking, boom, boom, boom. So we get into the game now. Game's tight, super tight, intense. And you know how Diamond Ballers roll, fucking loud as hell. They got their fan club in the
stands.
Yeah. They end up winning the game, like crazy shit. I think Mario Joseph, shout out to Mario too, that's my guy. He hit a huge shot, something like that, to put them up. I don't remember if the first game went into overtime and they won. I don't remember how it went, but it was super close. And Mario hit a big shot, they won, and they did their fucking celebration, fucking diamonds everywhere, and we were mad and whatever. But like that shit was like it. Like we just wanted to play Diamond Ballers all the time. It would be a show. The place would be full, and that's it. Because whatever tournament it was, that was going to be the final.
But basically,
every tournament organizer, they made sure that we were separate, so that we could meet in the finals.
But even if if you were in the same pool, it would be tough. But no matter what, if you were in the same tournament, no one was beating you if it wasn't Diamond Ballers, and no one was beating Diamond Ballers if it wasn't you. No matter what.
Yeah.
So we knew that already.
That's how it was set. But man, we had some crazy battles. We had some games that some refs that wanted to kill them. But
was there some players in your group that maybe that wanted to be part of the ADED team but were left off or stuff like that?
There probably was.
For sure there was.
There probably was, but I don't know. I don't even know how we came to that final roster. But guys, there were some guys that were in and out. Like that roster I told you was like the ideal roster of what we wanted. You know what I mean?
The only moment that Pierre played with you guys is the PLE tournament with Joel, your brother, you.
Yeah. That was the first.
Only.
Yes.
That's the only time. And the difference was, even my niece was like, "What the fuck is going on with this team? Like, there's too many people in two."
Yeah, that's
why.
Ridiculous. I remember we were in the Sunny jersey, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's why, man, Osvaldo Gentil, I knew he was good, but when I started playing against your brother and Pierre at the same time, I was like, oh, shit.
He's tough.
You don't know who that guy is?
We had to play him my first year.
Shout out Osvaldo Gentil, guys. Prenez Google, shout out parce que c'est un Haïtien en même temps, de l'Ontario, il jouait pour Carlton. Puis ils ont gagné, je pense, 4 years in a row.
He won 5.
4. There's one, Yul and Danny Charleroy won against him.
No.
It wasn't against them?
No. He's known for that. He's Mr. Perfect. 5. He won 5.
You won all 5?
My first year he beat us. The second year they beat someone else. My third year they beat Brandon.
Shit. Puis c'est vachement après que Brandon won.
No, Brandon didn't win.
That was the year Brandon did win.
Not with those guys. Who?
You won with Danny Charleroy 1 year.
No, they didn't win the national.
Oh, they didn't? Okay, so they won their conference and stuff like that?
They won the conference. Because we were supposed to meet Brandon that year. It was my third year, I remember. Third year, I sold the fucking game.
Explain that.
I sold the fucking game. We were supposed to win that fucking championship. We played St. Mary's. We were supposed to wipe them. We had a bad start. We had confidence. Bam, end of the game. We're down 3. I hit a crazy 3 to tie the game. Now this one kid was killing us, right? And the coach had my brother guarded him. So he was doing this one move where he spin and then shoot. So he came down, boom, boom. He did the spin, and I was beside him, and I fucking reached. Boom! Foul. Hit 2 free throws. Down 2 game.
Okay, you can't say you sold the game, bro. You came in help.
Nah, bro, they sold it, bro.
I feel how you felt and how you feel.
Yeah, if I just minded my business, you could have
scored.
You probably would have missed, and then I would have ate them in overtime.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
I would have scored 10 points in overtime.
If I minded my business,
if I minded my business,
you would have missed.
Yeah, I was so like I always have to be guarding like that situation that like I wouldn't mind my business at some times. So it hurt me at some times, but that's what I'm saying. At one point it hurt me. So if we won that game, we would have played Brandon next, and we would have wiped them too, because we already wiped them.
Donc, guys, allez Google Osvaldo Gentil.
Yeah.
C'est vraiment un gars là, wow, amazing point guard. Je pense qu'il joue présentement en Europe. So, amazing point guard.
And let me tell you a story about the finals. Our finals in that first year, we were not favored. Well, we were ranked during the year, but against them, we were like. It looked like a complete mismatch. Our big man was Pat Parat.
Yeah.
Who's my
shout out to Pat Parat still.
Yeah, big shout out.
He's not 6'3", bro.
He's shorter than me. Yeah, you're right.
It's like my height.
So, our starting lineup was Phil Angua, myself, Ben Sermon, who was my height, Pat Parat. I believe Andre was starting most of the games. Andre, it was a rotation. No, it was Chris Blackwood. Chris Blackwood was starting. My bad.
Makes more sense.
Yeah, Chris Blackwood was starting. So, we were wiping teams. No big. We had a big, Jamal Galley. He came from Toronto. He was in my rookie class. He was 6'8", big. But he took him some time to develop, right? So he didn't play much. So we were really wiping teams with a 6'3" and under team. Wiping. So we get to the Nationals, win. Finals. But this, like, it was all happening, like, we were just so used to winning that it was just like, yo, we're winning this, bro. We're winning this. So we were a 3-point shooting team. Obviously, you have to be a 3-point shooting team at that height. We hit our first 3 of that game, and we finished 1 for 18.
At 3-point?
1 for 18, bro.
Wow.
Live by the shot, die by the shot.
Wow.
For one game we died, bro.
Wow.
1 3-pointer we hit. It was our first 3. So imagine.
Everybody was off.
Everyone was off.
One thing, if you played with Langlois, you played with your brother, of course, for a while.
You want to go there?
Yeah, I want to go there.
You want to go there? I know you like those little situations.
Yeah. I want to go there.
Mix up.
Me, I like heart.
Yeah.
I like guts. I like. Sometimes I will recognize skills, but I will always take guts. I will always take the hard worker. I would always take the guy the fighter. You know, like you were saying, like I was saying, when I play ball, I'm in war. So, when you play with Langlois, I know who he is. You play with your brother. I know who he is. I played against both. In your experience, because I think in that situation, you're the best person to talk about both experience. In your experience, of course, you're biased. A little bit, of course. Mm-hmm. But first, talk about your experience with Langlois as a point guard. From your perspective and what you know about point guards.
Yeah, okay. So now, my thing with Langlois, and now this.
On parle de Jean-Philippe Langlois.
Big shout out to this
guy. Yeah, really good guy.
So, by coming to Concordia, I'm not gonna lie, like I kind of like downplayed all the guys on the roster because they weren't winning, and I just felt I'm gonna come in and just take over, you know. But this guy, like, he set the tone. Like I came in the locker room and I was kind of like, this losing vibes, like, we're not doing this, like that type of vibe. And Phil was right there and he was leading, right? So it started with this 2-mile run. Mm-hmm. You got a 2-mile run. You got to do it under 12 minutes. If you don't do it under 12 minutes, you got to keep doing it till you get it. So I was always considering myself in shape and like best shape on the team. No question. So we go, started this year. This is like one of the first things we do. So we go, we do this run. So we start out the run. Boom, boom, boom. I head up. I lead the pack. I'm like, yeah, I got this, bro. Rookies in the school, these guys, you know? Mm-hmm. So I'm here, I'm like, yeah, I got this. I'm taking this. I'm taking everything. I'm gonna set the tone, yeah, you know? Bro. There I'm running, I'm in shape. So I'm like, yeah, I got this, bro. None of these guys will catch me. I got this, bro. This is light. We get close to the end, huh? We're getting closer to the end. Like probably like the last minute stretch of it. Bro, when I say this man just bolted past me, not even like, because I'm running like full speed. So it's if you pass me, you're gonna pass me like slowly. You know? And you just went. It's like he was just waiting, right? Because he's done it before.
Yeah, he's waiting for the last stretch.
Sure. He's probably just said like,
this guy's crazy.
Look at this rookie. You think he got it? Get to that last stretch, boom, full sprint like in front of me. So now I'm there. I'm like, fuck. I'm trying to keep up, but I'm like maxed out already. Like a max. Bro, the man pulled, turn the corner, done. I was like, what just happened? So I finished second, but I was like, what just happened, bro? Yeah. And he's like, welcome to the squad. You'll be alright though. You'll be alright though. So he finished like 10 or like some record time. Yeah. And I finished like 10:20, which is not bad. But I was like, fuck. Like, I have competition with this. I like this, you know what I mean? So
you didn't expect it?
No, I didn't expect it. I mean, got no offense.
Yeah.
I come in there, Phil Langlois, you know, white guy, a little bit shorter than me, with his bald head. He looked like he's always chilling. Like, bolted past me. I'm like, yo, I'm the African man that's supposed to be taking this.
Yeah.
You know? And, like, he set the tone. So, like, him, like, that's one example of him, like, as a leader, like, he was, like, the best situation where I went into that had a leader, right? Oh. And when I saw him, the way he led, I knew that he just didn't have the soldiers with him to win, right? So I was like, okay, this could work because he has a mentality. And this guy, because I heard he was bigger before I got there, and then he lost a bunch of weight. And, like, he's like, yo, we're winning this shit, you know what I mean? So he was on that page that I was on where this losing shit is done. As far as basketball wise, man, that guy, he's a wizard, man.
Yeah. Like
obviously I played with my brother and this and that, and my brother was more of a floor general, like control the tempo of the game, where Phil did it too, but my brother was still a scorer. He's gonna beat you. He's gonna score.
Yeah, if he needs to score, he's gonna
score. Phil wasn't like that. Phil could score, but he's gonna find a guy before he scores every time. He's only gonna score if he has to. Well, the guy could score. He could score 20 a game.
Yeah.
He could shoot the ball. He could get to the
like crazy. Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, but he's just finding guys. Like Pat had to hang his hand up to this guy.
Pat was just a machine.
Bro, you'd find him. Like sometimes Pat would be under the basket. Oh shit! Like he'll just get the ball.
Okay.
Like he doesn't even know he's open. That's how Phil was. And like sometimes, boom, boom, we run a play, I'll come off the screen, boom, boom, and then find me at boom, shit. Right? He, as far as like getting the ball in spots, he was the best I played with.
Oh, okay.
Like delivery of the
like
ball coming back,
passes.
tough passes and getting the
Proper passes.
getting the pass
On
to
time.
where it needs to get on the time it needs to get. Bro, like I didn't believe it at times. Sometimes you'd be stuck in the game, like you get the ball and you're like, fuck, and you take a second and oh shit,
It's almost a turnover.
yes, so you're like, how the fuck did it get me? Like I'm here like maybe waiting for the board, and like so he'd be there,
Pass.
go for the shot. And you're like, oh fuck. Yeah. You know what I mean? So then that wise, like him as a wizard, like so that's why we were so successful because he was so willing and giving. Like guys knew that if they got open, you're gonna get the ball, right? And I felt that the way he does that was the best I played with. Knowing that I only really played with my brother, but him that ball delivery and being like a pass first point guard, like he was the man on that part. My brother, obviously, that's my right. That's my guy.
Yeah, that's why I said
we
you're
had a
biased
connection.
for sure.
Yeah, it's a bias. But if we're talking about like pure point guard, like delivering and your job is like getting your guys to
Like
score.
John Stockton?
Yeah, like your job is to get guys open and
Langlois.
control Langlois because he
Thank you.
just fine,
I needed because
bro.
you know how we are black people, right? We like to see other black people dominate in certain things.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people in the East that put Langlois in a certain box saying that it's because it was in a certain situation. It was he had some opportunities, so that's why he always looked good. I wasn't part of that kind of mentality. Him and Domenico to me are two guys. That's why I'm saying two guys that they made their name for themselves
Domenico.
with their game. Domenico
Guys like-
Marciano, 5'10",
bucket.
5'10".
Certified bucket. There's no one that can come and say that this guy was given. No, this guy earned his shit.
No.
The guy was a certified bucket.
Yo,
Certified.
5'10". This guy was a machine.
So my thing with Phil, if people are saying that, like, just look at his career. Well, look at it at Concordia, right? The team was unsuccessful, and then very successful. Like they went from barely making the playoffs, struggling to beat Laval, to our first year we're 15-1. We lost to Laval one time.
You didn't have the tools, basically.
That's what I'm saying. So you can't just blame it on a player. You can't blame it on if he doesn't have the if he doesn't have the team to win, if he doesn't have the guys with that mindset to rock with
It's
it.
basically you because him and Perrot, even though Perrot is really undersized, I'm sorry, no one besides I would say JP Morin could really speak to Perrot in the post.
No, absolutely.
The footwork, the post move,
Absolutely.
you cannot outshine Perrot in the post.
Pat was given legit D1 6, 8, 9, 10, 11 guys work
Bro,
on the post. Boom, footwork, pop, 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 making them look silly.
remember what Ricky said? No one made him look as bad
Silly.
as Perrot.
Making them silly. Because you're looking at like a 6 foot guy
He t'a mis
against
6'8".
6'10", posting them up.
Right.
He's posting your fucking knee.
He's doing these spins, doing all these fucking circuit shots. I'm like, yo, I don't know how you're doing it, bro. Keep doing that. You keep doing that, right? Phil, you keep doing what you do. We'll be alright. We'll be alright.
That's it.
And like, bro, like that's a crazy thing too because that's the first year of me not playing with my brother, but it's one of my favorite years because that team. You look at that team. We have no business being one of the top teams in Canada. No way, no how. They don't even have a center. And back then, you need like a big to like survive. You need a big to protect the rim, all this stuff. Oh, I was 6'3" and under. Go out there, fucking do it. We all averaged like 6, 7 rebounds. We all did it. You know what I mean? Like we found a way to do it, and that was the beauty of it, right? So that was one of my favorite experiences with that team, and Phil was a big reason because his leadership, and he wanted to do it. It was his last chance to do it, and you can see he was driven, and nothing was stopping him.
It was.
Nothing was stopping him. So, like, it worked out perfect. Because I was like, yo, we're not doing the loser shit, bro. Like Laval could take a backseat now, bro. This is a new game.
It's a new era, basically.
This is a new era, right? This is Concordia. It's coming back on this side, right? And it was crazy, man. Like that finals against Laval, the energy in that gym, like it was nuts, man. It was nuts. And I was like, yeah, the CIS thing could work. It was dope.
CIS thing could work, yeah. I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah, and then because I remember that last game, it was a tight game with Laval, Fortier, and all them guys, Susi, JP Moran, all those guys, tough. Like, yeah, they say, you know, there's the stereotype that the white guys are not tough.
Nah, some of them are tough.
These guys are tough.
Yeah. Physically.
Like Fortier is one of the toughest MO out there. Okay, so that whole white boy not tough thing, not true. Because he one of the toughest guys that played.
No, Charles Forcier, honnêtement, to me in Quebec, it's really Claude Delma, Manix, and Charles Forcier. To me, those three, you give me any names out of those three, and you say he's the best, I'm not going to say no. I'm going to say that's your choice, that's your preference. But to me, those three, they're on a special class on their own.
Yeah.
They're on their own.
Yeah, man.
Sometimes I'm tempted to put Pierre into that category, but I don't know. It seems that Pierre doesn't have that same passion as much as them. But I don't know Pierre as much.
That's the thing. Because if you don't know Pierre, you're gonna think that.
Yeah, I don't know Pierre
because
as much.
the way he plays,
the way he carries
and
himself,
how easy it comes,
it looks easy.
and he's a joker.
No, but that's the thing.
And all that.
Because it looks so easy to him.
But that's what I'm saying.
He works so hard.
So they penalize him because of his thing. But the guy's a killer.
Yeah, 100%.
The guy wants to murder you, right? And that's a lot of things that we had in common, right? Like we wanted to kill people, so we fucking killing each other in practice. And that's why the game
is elevates everybody's game after
That's
that.
it. Because if everyone's not trying to go at people, you're not helping.
True.
You're not helping the situation. So yeah, going back to that, man, like that year with Phil was special. It was the year we turned it around. I remember that game. I hit 2 big free throws to seal the game. And just to see Phil's face of finally, bro, it was crazy, man. And then Nationals again, getting to see that on the CIS level, bro. Yeah, it was crazy. That was when T.I. came out with that track, You Don't Know Me.
Yeah.
I was bumping that. I was so ignorant, bro. I was like, yo, all these people that want to come and jump ship now, bro, you just need to fall back. Fall back. You might have seen me on TV, but man, you don't know me. That's it. And I was on that whole tip, man. But yeah.
Yeah, I could keep you all day.
No, we could go for everything. There has to be a point where you just say, cut it.
Yeah, but before we do, my man Ted has a couple of questions for you like usual.
Uh-huh.
So basically it's like a blitz where you get... How do you do it now?
I always switch it up. So y'all guys can't really follow me.
So you can't prepare.
Alright, so 5 questions. Either or.
Okay.
Alright? You pick one or the other. Party or basketball?
Party or basketball?
Yeah.
Basketball.
Really?
Yeah, you wouldn't know if it was down.
Oh shit. Sometimes you only think it's left.
I'm not sure sometimes. I follow you a lot.
But remember, I like to party, but that started later.
After basketball?
No.
In between?
It kind of came in between, but if you know me, it was still ball.
Yeah, no,
most of my partying was when I didn't have ball or whatever. Yes, I'll still step out during the season or whatever, but it wasn't as intense.
Right.
So yeah, I party and I love to do my thing, but
basketball
the real partying didn't start till I didn't have ball.
Wow.
Like university, obviously you're in university, you're gonna party. But that's I had my first hard alcoholic beverage when I was 22 at Concordia. You know, people think I've been drinking. Guys I played with started drinking when they're 15.
Yeah.
All that stuff. I did not drink, smoke, nothing. I was on it, bro. Yeah. People don't understand. I was on it. I was not crooked. I was I was in it.
Now, you guys were loyal to the game for real.
22 years old at Concordia my second year when I had my first drink.
It's crazy.
My first alcoholic beverage. And I'm like, they had to trick me because I didn't mess with the alcohol stuff. There's two of us on the team that didn't drink. Me and Pierre.
Okay.
Pierre Thompson. So it was New Year's Eve, and my trainer at the time, I drank orange juice a lot. So everyone knew I liked orange juice. That was my thing. So she brought me this drink, Malibu mixed with orange juice.
And Malibu, you barely taste it.
But I don't know this because I don't drink alcohol. So it's just alcohol, move. So she brought this to me. You know, Dwayne, just try it so you guys.
It's like a smooth orange
juice. Yeah. Just try it so you can think. Right? So I tried it. I took a sip. This is fucking good.
Yeah.
It tastes like orange juice. It's a little sweeter.
With a little bit of coconut.
Yeah. And I gave it to Pierre. He tried it.
Hey, this is fucking sweet.
Not bad. Okay, guys, don't worry. I'm gonna get you a cup.
You were just that dick. God damn it. I held on for 22 years.
That was a good
She
one.
got me on one day.
22 years.
All right, now.
So let's blitz him up.
Dunks or 3-pointers?
Dunks.
Okay. Offense or defense?
Fuck.
Both sides of the court.
Listen, but that's why that question is tough for me. Yeah. Because now, I came from where I think my reputation on defense is what allowed my offense to come, right? Mm-hmm. Because I was mostly on the court to defend, but because I was on the court to defend, I got to display my offensive skill, right? So I'm going to have to go with defense. Most of the people watching this are going to hate it and say, nah, you don't even pass the ball. Yo, I was a lockdown defender, and that was my prime. And I live by it to this day. You guys don't know.
No, I know. That's true.
I have a Defensive Player of the Year award.
There you go.
The CIS, so I'm going with defense. And I don't want to hear it from none of y'all.
Done! Alright, blocks or steals?
Shit.
Because there's both still.
This guy is hating right now. It's one of my favorite things in the game. To pick a guy, block him on the backboard. I'm about to go block them.
Yeah, the block
on the backboard. Yeah, that chase out, the guy's slowing down.
You just know when he's going to take off. You're like, I'm coming for you.
Anybody could steal anybody. But that block on the board, the timing.
Yeah, timing has to be perfect.
I used to live for those.
So, last question
That's
here.
a good one.
You already entered it, so I had to take the name off. But Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan or LeBron?
Yeah.
Where's Kobe, man?
You already said Kobe, so I have to take it off.
Yo, il y avait même les souliers là les Kobe, the
8s. Yeah.
Yo, these
the ugly
shoes.
I had the boxes in my dad's basement. You know the one that looked like a spaceship.
Yeah, it's like the Audi.
These guys used to look at me. Yeah, look at that.
Yo,
these guys used to look at me like,
Robocop shoes. We call it Robocop shoes.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, they're Kobe's, bro. You guys look. And like, I was like the
only guy who's fan,
the number one Kobe fan.
Yeah.
The number one, like guys started to trickle in and come.
That's why I had to take off the name because you answered that before.
Yeah, so with you,
I'm gonna have to go. Yo, Bron is tough, man. Like,
yo, Bron,
the whole conversation of the GOAT is tough because it just goes by perspective of what you think, right? That to me is opinion. You can't. There's no factual because they're gonna say Jordan's a GOAT because he won 6. But if you're based on a championship, then Bill's a GOAT.
Yeah.
Right? So right there, when you have to little
longevity.
The longevity of
like right now, the main argument for LeBron, I'm kind of a LeBron hater, but to me, he has an argument. And the main argument is how long has he been doing this at this level?
I'm enjoying that. So now,
bro,
I have my way of breaking it down of what I think. To me, I think Kobe is. People say the greatest player. I would say Kobe was the most skilled player of all time because he did it in those few generations and he had to adjust.
Yeah.
My thing with Jordan, right? And the Jordan fans are going to shoot me and kill me, but he was just ahead of his time athletically, right? and they're saying it was more physical and they're roughing them up. Yes, that's true. But if you look at the players you were playing against, they were nowhere near his athleticism. The closest was Clyde.
Oh wow. Okay, we're gonna need another 4 hours. Yeah, that's another 4 hours.
But look, the closest was Clyde. So on a day-to-day basis, like his matchup was food.
What about Don?
Yeah, Don. Okay, throw in one more name, Don. What does that change?
Matchup is food.
Bro, there's 30 teams in the league.
Yeah, sure.
You're gonna name me 3-4 names?
Yeah.
Bro, when Kobe was playing, the shooting guard was the best position in the game. You got T-Mac, you got Ray Allen, you got all these fucking guys coming for your chest every day. And Kobe had to adjust his game from this more into a shooter, being able to, and his footwork. And
Kobe played in 3 generations. The Jordan one, his, and the
That's what I'm saying. So for me, that was more impressive. Obviously, I didn't grow up through the Jordan time, so I can speak from my perspective of seeing the game. Kobe was the greatest thing that we've seen. And it's crazy that he passed. Like, that's fucking crazy. It's the first time I ever cried, bawled my eyes out of a superstar dying. Like, superstar dying here. But it felt like I lost somebody.
Yeah.
For real. Because you went to that.
Yeah, I know.
Kobe was my role model. Like,
your guy.
Like, there's my dad and there's Kobe.
Yeah, that was your guy.
Like, my role model, like, yo, I gotta get here. Like this. Like him.
Yo, the same moves in the post, everything.
Yeah,
like they were really Kobe.
Just trying to mock Kobe, right? Just like how Kobe mocked Jordan. So people say because he mocked Jordan, he can't be better. But I don't think like that. Like, people have to let go of stuff. Like, there's gonna be someone better than all of them.
Well, like they say, the student becomes better than the teacher.
Yes, but some people are ignorant to let that go.
But I don't think in that particular situation it happened. I don't think it happened, but I get your point.
Yeah.
Saying automatically, systemically
he took some stuff and made it good for him.
I think like Kobe was more skilled than Jordan.
That was my argument, because I don't get into the argument of who's better as a player, because that's very thing. I think factually, Kobe was more skilled, one of the best skilled players of all time. That's my point on that. Now, on the greatest player of all time, what are you basing it on? Championships, yes, this and that and that. But as like an athlete of the game, LeBron James, he has to be the best.
Like as of today,
no, right? Take away
championships and stuff like that.
Yeah, just take away the championship. Mm-hmm. Only take away the championship and say,
he's a side. He's a side.
He's not fair.
He
could do everything on the basketball court. He could play 1 to 5.
I don't even think he's human. Like I'm saying this on camera. In the year 3000 something, we will have a study that will come out that said
LeBron James was a cyborg.
Michael Phelps, LeBron James, Serena Williams, fucking Usain Bolt were all CIA experiences brought up in fucking which hospital?
You ever see Serena Williams?
Yo, no, face to face.
Just like
your chicks are fast.
She's like a horse.
Horse? Bro, she'll tackle a horse, man.
Shit.
She'll tackle a horse. Tank.
No, that much? Because on TV, it's
it's
down a bit. Yeah.
Stack. Stack. You see them? Stack.
From everywhere. Not just.
Yeah, bro.
Said, yeah, bro. We get it.
Because I lived a lot of that experience through Joel.
Oh, yeah, true.
When I started going to Miami and all that, and started seeing all these superstars and all that, I was seeing a superstar every day. And like, I was seeing all these people close up, and I'm like, what is going on here? What is this? And I saw Serena, I'm like, what? No. The TV thing is a joke. Dwight Howard?
I've seen Dwight, but I've seen Dwight in Toronto. Dwight?
But you saw him when he was in the NBA? Yeah, when he was. That's a man. It was like, this is not the same league they're playing.
No.
Like, this one guy he's warming up for some other league. They're not playing the same league.
You see that part of his bicep? That's like my whole body.
Bro.
Huge. Là.
Huge.
Yo, you look at his arm. What is that? His biceps, I think? C'est un truc comme ça, là. Yo.
Huge. Like, as far as like seeing people in real life, those two like stood out to me.
I seen Rodman. Rodman is humongous.
Oh, when I went to see the Duke against not Concordia, but Duke against McGill. And I saw David Robinson. And now he lost weight, he's retired and everything. I don't think I could have, like, when I was really playing, I took really a lot of pride in scoring on the biggest guys. Like, to me, driving, making a basket on like Jerry, that's big. This guy, David Robinson, I don't even think I would have been able to make a basket.
Guys that big?
It's crazy. But one last question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Gaza or Gully?
Don't ask me that. Let's go.
Don't ask me that. Let's go.
Gully side. Gully side there. And I'm extremely biased to that.
Yeah, me, I know. That's right. I have a question.
That's family.
Yeah, for those who don't know, yeah. So,
Gully. Bottom.
Anyway,
going through a rough time.
let's hope, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Let's hope it goes better for their family there.
Mm-hmm.
So, on that, guys, ça fait je sais pas combien de temps qu'on est là, 3h30, 4h. Yo, c'était Dwayne Buckley. On aurait voulu parler de tout. Sa carrière à Sun New. Honnêtement, on aurait pu passer la journée là-dessus. La carrière à
yeah, he gets confused, right? No, listen. You can give him a technical.
That's the point. That's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do.
Every show he mixes up somebody's name. Every show.
My mother still mixes us up, so I don't get mad at anyone.
She's the most prone to mix it though.
But you know what?
It's tough, bro. We're all these.
Everybody?
All these.
She's the most prone to mix it.
We're all these. I don't know. I don't get mad.
If someone get a
she'll be like Dwayne, Damien, Dwight, Dylan. Shit.
Everybody just
what up?
Who you need, mom? Yeah, you.
First one that says yeah.
But anyway, guys, aujourd'hui, c'était Dwayne Buckley avec nous. Honnêtement, là, on aurait pu passer des heures sur son high school, des heures sur le cégep, des heures. Juste sur AD. On aurait pu faire 2-3 jours sur ADED. So,
yeah, that's a whole.
We're gonna bring him back.
Chapter.
We're gonna bring him back. We're trying to get his brother Damien also to give his perspective of his own career, the family dynamic, how it is to be maybe the star and your elder brother is in the shadow. That's something he'll explain. Mais en bref, guys, Dwayne, once again, I'd like to thank you a lot.
100%.
For the support, for the fact that you came all the way from the West Island, West Side, and come here. I didn't have to run after you, so I appreciate that a lot.
It was all love, man. When you extended the invite, man, it was a goal right away, man. Because I don't know if you guys know, like we spoke about it a little bit, but Ed, he also played, and I respected him. I don't respect all the guys in Montreal that play ball. Like I respect you as a player, but the respect comes from like the guys that really go at you and like force you to be your best, right? And he was one of those guys. Yeah, he came in younger and he played AA, whatever. But whenever he was matched up against me, he brought it, and I had to bring my A game. So for that, I respect you, my brother, and.
Yo,
like you had to tell me some stuff, I had to tell you that to your face.
Man. Right? I used to be a hater, but at some point, man, recognition, like the game speaks for itself. Like I love the game. I like to think that I know about the game. So by knowing about the game, I'm sorry, man. I had to give respect where respect is due.
I respect this.
So on that note, guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Don't forget, follow Division Dion. I don't know what's going to happen this year with your baller echelon. You want to say something about that?
Ballers echelon. I mean, we're here. I mean, we had 2 good seasons.
Mm-hmm.
All right. For those that don't know, it's it's a pro-am basketball circuit that we run in the summer, right? So in the summer when the best players have nowhere to play, we organize it. The difference between our league and the other leagues is it's a draft league, right? So you don't come in, I bring my flag and we go. It's I want to play in this league. I put my name in, and then we come with the committee and the head coaches, and they pick their teams. So it's kind of it's a platform where we get guys ready for like the next step for pro, right? Because you're used to running with your boys, right? It's easy for me to say, "Yo, come, we're gonna run this league," but to be put with guys you never played with. Play with guys you never played against. It puts you in a different situation where that's more realistic of a situation if you're going pro, or if you're going D1 next year, or if you're going here. You're going to go in a situation where you don't know. You don't know.
You have to be selected,
right? So now it's a situation where you have to play with guys you're not used to, and work it out, right? So we have the top guys, high school, CJEP, university, professionals, ex-pros that come specifically in our league. We had 2 good years. We had a lot of guys come through to play for that.
They didn't draft me.
Unfortunately, last year we had the whole pandemic started, so that's why we didn't get season 3 underway. But things look like they're coming back slowly.
Yeah,
so
slowly.
Hopefully we can get the season going this year. We're already working on it. You know what I mean? I'm always rocking.
But I'm gonna put every links.
Yeah. So Ballers Echelon LG on IG. We got Division Dion, my brother, the best trainer in the city. We're working. So anyone that need to get that work in, Division Dion, that's a site. Myself or my brother will take care of that. Ballers Echelon, all the top ballers, get ready because we are prepping up for the next season, God willing. And that's it, man. Thanks for the love.
On the promoting side, right now, since it's COVID, everything is on hiatus.
Yeah, everything is on. Like, I kind of retired that promoting the thing.
Oh, yeah?
But it was like I kind of still do it, but like on the side where I don't have to be in the club.
Oh, okay.
Like,
You're more managing.
Yeah, I could send people, and when I want to step out here and there, like I go. But yeah, now like with all that, what happened is like I've transitioned to other stuff.
Else,
You know what I mean? So that's like a past thing. When the club's open, I'll show up once in a while. But I'll still be promoting stuff. Like I've been promoting so long, so that's what I do. But as far as like being that turn up guy in the club, nah.
You're getting older.
Getting older, pushing them.
So guys,
I still want to be able to school these kids, you know what I mean? So
it's true. So yeah, you need to keep your health right.
I need to keep my health right.
So guys, c'était un autre épisode de TechnicalFoulPodcast avec notre invité Dwayne Buckley. Nope, I did that on purpose. It's with Dwayne Buckley.
About to get a technical.
No, but I'm trying to get him.
He's about to get expelled.
No, but I'm trying to make him give me a technical. Bro.
Yeah, but yo,
you're too lenient with me.
Yeah, but the next technical you're out, bro. 2 years out, bro. You already got one. Jeez.
So done. Get out.
Show's over.
So, aujourd'hui, guys, Dwayne Buckley avec nous. Honnêtement, un très grand merci. Like, share, subscribe. So, c'était votre hôte Edlin avec
Go share in this motherfucker.
We're in
And we're out.
Ciao.
No. I got this. I got a tech on him and a tech on him.